Hello everyone, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel, the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and speedrun our way through popular or influential games during the time of their release. I am your host, Smooth Operative, and tonight we are traveling back to the year 1994. But before we get to our first game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, let me share a few announcements with you. First of all, SGDQ 2020 Online will be happening August 16th through the 23rd, and we have game submissions open from now until June 17th. If you have already submitted a game prior to this week, please make sure you check your GDQ associated email, as there is a run submission confirmation form that you will need to fill out so that we are able to gauge interest in the online marathon setting. So feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com for more information on that. Also, during the month of June, Games Done Quick will be donating all of its subscriber and bits revenue to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, and the Legal Defense Fund seeks structural changes to expand democracy, eliminate disparities, and achieve racial justice in a society that fulfills the promise of equality for all Americans. LDF also defends the gains and protections won over the past 75 years of civil rights struggle and works to improve the quality and diversity of judicial and executive appointments. Please visit www.naacpldf.org for more information on that. I hope everyone will buckle up because we've got to go fast, and right now I have Supersonic 71087 lacing up the shoes for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Hi, Supersonic.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Just glad to be home and just in time for this. So
yeah, had to battle the traffic.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but got here just in time.
Nice.
All right, so hello everybody. My name is Supersonic 71087. I am currently bringing you guys Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We are playing as Sonic only. So without further ado, we'll just go ahead and get started here. I'll go ahead and go. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so here we are. Jumping off a plane, turning into Supersonic, which is my name, but we're just kind of gliding across the water, and all of a sudden we just get hit by Knuckles here. Takes away our Chaos Emeralds, expecting us to get it back, but we're not going to be going for the Emeralds. We're just going to go straight to beat the game. So welcome to Angel Island. I'm going to go ahead and head up this route here to get the speed shoes. First thing we want to do is grab this fire shield up here, because we're going to need this to go slightly faster. I'm going to take this top route here. Normally you could take the bottom route as well, but just recently learned the top route for this. Alright, so we got pretty much the introduction of this mini-boss here. We're not going to be doing anything to him. We're just going to let him light the island on fire. But we're not going to be burnt down from it. It's going to burn the scenery down. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and mosey on up here. This, like Angel Island, it's practically glitchless. There isn't anything crazy going on just yet. So pretty much we're playing it as intended. Alright, so we got a 54 on the clock here. Just gonna go ahead and grab this bubble shield. Now you may see that we have a time bonus here. This game is actually run on RTA minus TB. So whenever we see this time bonus pop up, we actually pause the timer in actual runs. But since we're in a marathon, we don't need to do that. And you may have noticed that there isn't a screen transition after each level. So we're going to be continuing on into Act 2. And yeah, so normally, like the score countdowns usually take a while, so it's only with this game. Like in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, they just use strictly IGT. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and bounce on this lightning shield. My A button got stuck a little bit, but that's alright. Go ahead and keep hitting up on the top here. So yeah, we're going to be seeing quite a bunch of waterfalls coming up shortly. But for the meantime, we have a bit of an auto-scroller here. So we're just going to be holding the right, just holding right on the controller. Even using one hand, why not? I don't need to jump or anything. That is definitely the camera shutter, yes. So when I do the spin dashes, I actually run my thumb across the A, B, and C buttons from left to right twice to get the 6-tap spin dash, which is the maximum speed that you can get, or maximum rev rather. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, I tried to go for a spin dash there, but I messed up. That's fine. Oops. Oh no, that's not good. Alright, so we're just gonna have to fight him without the lightning shield now. That was a bit of a mess up. What I tried to do there, I tried to time it to where Robotnik appears, and then Sonic is just pretty much bouncing on him. But it's only the first zone. No big deal, right?
You got this, no big deal.
Yeah, so we'll just have to play this a little like safer since we don't have like any kind of shield. So we're just gonna let him just kind of come across, and we'll just kind of defeat him from there. All right, we'll just let him come. He's gonna burn down the bridge, and there's really nothing we can do from this point. All right. There we go. That's a little better. So we're just gonna let the capsule come down. Let's get it from there. Let's go to the right. So originally I was trying to go for a cutscene skip, but since I messed up the boss fight early on, we weren't able to do that, so that's all right. So we're just gonna see Knuckles just come out here. Just gonna laugh at us a little bit, and then just kind of step on the switch here just to make us fall. Heading into Hydro City. Now here's a debate for you guys. How do you pronounce this stage? Is it Hydro City or Hydrocity? That's always like the biggest question of this game.
I feel like if it was separated, maybe Hydro City, but I want to say Hydrocity.
Yeah, I've always called it Hydro City. Like, well, for a while now. I think when I was a kid first seeing this game, I may have called it Hydrocity. But we'll let the chat decide on that.
The hot debate of the day. Richard started it.
Oh dear. Alright, so we're just gonna head up this top route here. So you may have noticed I used the Insta Shield. That's pretty much to get rid of my momentum, so that way I don't have to like go straight up after a spin dash. And this guy, he pretty much controls that thing in the middle, kind of like a washing machine, and he has like these missiles just kind of rotating around him. That turned out pretty good, actually. 104 is actually not bad of a time here. I normally average like 106, 107. Seeing a lot of Hydro Cities in the chat.
Oh yeah, I think we do need a poll. Can we arrange that?
Go for it, yeah, why not? Okay, so in this section, we are going to die on purpose. The reason being is because we are unloading Act 1 from Act 2 because they're stuck together. But now we're strictly in Act 2, which will set us up for this level wrap here. Alright, so we should be at the boss fight. So we're going to let Robotnik come down. Go ahead and get these 8 hits in there. While like pretty much on our tippy toes, standing on that cyclone there. So there we go. That's Hydro City, or Hydrocity, however you want to call it.
We got the poll going, so I guess we'll see in a little bit here.
Sounds good. All right, so we're heading into Marble Garden now. Yeah, I see Zaxxon and Joey Baby in chat. Two of the top Sonic runners, like in all 3 games, like Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and this game as well. They pretty much taught me a lot about this game when I was learning it and relearning it. So for Marble Garden, we're actually going to do the older route, not the newer route that usually takes a different kind of level wrap. We're going to be screen wrapping quite a bit here. So screen wrapping is basically a vertical wrap, and then the level rep is the horizontal. To be quite honest with you, I don't know the technical side of things. I just know how to do them. So, like, if you want an explanation, probably Joey or Zaxxon in the chat can probably answer that. Okay, so in this part, we're trying to clip into the wall here. So the way to do that is we need to do a spin dash and then do a 1-frame jump right after a spin dash. Otherwise, we'd just be stuck there for a little bit. So it took me a couple tries just to get through the wall. So now we're going to head over to this area. We're going to try to go for another screen wrap. Do another 6-tap spin dash to bypass the Act 1 boss. So now technically we're in the Act 2 area. So we're going to be fighting the Act 2 boss here. So what I did there, I did quick 1-tap spin dash just to position Sonic towards the center of the screen. And we got like 5 quick hits in there. So when Robotnik comes back up, we'll get 6. And we'll go to the left side of the screen to get 7. He'll hit us. Then I'll do one more spin dash, and that'll be 8. So now you must be thinking, where's Sonic at? Since he's like pretty much inside the wall. Well, I'm pretty much looking at where Sonic is, and I will jump to when I hit the capsule right about now. And this will complete Act 1. However, we beat the Act 2 boss. So now when we're seeing all this gibberish happening, you're gonna see something cool. So it'll say we're going into Act 2, but it's already transitioning into Carnival Night. So we've only been in Marble Garden Act 2 for like 3 seconds. So now we're into probably one of the more harder zones that we dealt with as kids. But we're gonna pretty much bypass all of this stuff. So now we have this ability.
Oh, Super
go ahead.
Sonic. I just wanted to ask you if this was your most played Sonic as a kid.
Yes, it is actually.
Fair.
Okay, I don't even know where I'm at. Actually, I messed up a jump here.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna see if I can find a place to die really quick so I can start that over again. This usually happens whenever there's like a spin dash or something that I miss. So yeah, we're pretty much in Gibberish Land, the Carnival Night version. There should be a spot where I can die here. Oh dear. So yeah, this is not supposed to happen.
Just marathon. This marathon things.
There we go. We found it.
Nice.
Okay, let's try that again, shall we? So yeah, we pretty much need the properties of the wheel glitch. So what you'll see is Sonic's head is touching the wheel, which pretty much gives him this weird property of like just kind of moving weirdly. So what we're trying to do with this is we're trying to carry this into Act 2. So we need this Act 1 boss fight. So we cannot jump at all, otherwise we'll lose a glitch. So we're going to be walking on this wall here. And we're going to wait till this guy brings his spinning top over to our area. And we'll drop down and just kind of land on it. And we'll just take an intentional hit. And then for the remainder, we're just going to roll onto him. And then wait for the spinning top to hit the remainder. This boss only takes 4 hits. So we got one more coming up here. Alright, so for Act 2, we cannot jump at all, except for the barrels. They're actually treated as objects instead of like solid ground, so we can actually jump on those. So we will be aiming for that instead. Yo, I see Tina in the house. The legend. Alright, here we go. Act 2, we're going to go ahead and set up a spin dash. Alright, so we're going to jump off that barrel. Oh, we didn't quite walk up the ceiling there, so we're going to do a backup strat. There we go. So we need to go a certain way here. Okay, luckily they're barrels, so I can just jump off of those to retain my glitch. Ah, dang it. Yeah, Carnival Night's like one of those zones where things can always go wrong. There we go. Okay, now we're up on the ceiling where we needed to be.
I imagine it's probably tough in this level specifically just because like there's so many different things going on, like lots of spinning objects and colors and just like madness.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Yeah, we're just trying to retain this just so we could do a clip into the ceiling, and then we're gonna pretty much zip to the right and heading into the boss arena. And of course, bumpers are always annoying, so I'm just gonna slow down here just to avoid them. Alright, gonna pan this camera down, do a one-tap spin dash, heading into the ceiling. And then when Sonic starts moving, I'm gonna do a spin dash. So pretty much Sonic is just traveling to the right, but there's like these little tiny gaps in which the spin dash actually makes him go through them. So now we're heading into the boss area here. So we pretty much avoided the barrel of doom that a lot of us dealt with as kids. Alright, just like that, we're done with Carnival Night. So now after this score countdown, we are going to reset the console. This is to skip the cutscene. So now when we go into File Select again, it's going to take us to Ice Cap Zone. So now we just got a bit of a chill session here. Just, you know, surfing down or snowboarding down the slope here. All right, so we're gonna go for another crazy skip here. Gonna take a bit of time to focus on this part because this could be a little difficult, especially I'm trying to go for a boss skip specifically. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and roll. So we're gonna do some pause buffering just to make sure I'm on the correct frame. This is totally normal, by the way. We're gonna look for a penguin, which there he is. Gonna switch to right. Here to spring. Now we're in Knuckles' area, so now we're gonna do this right here. Do 3 specific jumps. Hold left, then hold right. Okay, we barely passed the boss area. Now we gotta make sure we can actually get past it. So yeah, I technically have slope glitch right now. We're gonna see Sonic just kind of running diagonally. And then once we get through this snow here, we're gonna head over into Launch Base. Now Launch Base is a little harder. If I end up messing up this trick, it will take me back to Ice Cap. So let's hope we can actually get this here. It's like one of the more harder tricks in the game, and it's towards the end of Sonic 3, so I'm gonna try to focus on this one as well. So we're gonna let this Flybot follow us here. I'm gonna lead him into this elevator. All right, we're doing a spin dash. I'm gonna do some specific pauses. Just missed it. So I paused a little early there, but I was a little late on the jump, so I ended up just getting crushed into the elevator. So there's like, on the 5th pause, if I have it on the right frame, it should zip me to the boss room, into Knuckles' boss room actually, because we're not going to be fighting Sonic's boss. So yeah, this is actually a pretty tough trick as well. But I've been going for this trick for quite a while, so let's see if we can get it this time. There we go, we got it this time. Alright, so now we're zipping into Knuckles' boss area. And then we have to make sure we beat the level in a minute flat. Uh-oh. Alright, we still got it in a minute, but we got to make sure that this swinging arm doesn't kill us on the screen transition. Well, not the screen transition, but the act transition.
Oh, that's so unfair that can even happen. Wow.
Oh yeah, this might kill me. Oh, I'm still alive. We made it.
Yes.
That was really scary.
That was.
And this is a glorious bird in which I will not mention on stream. All right, so we're gonna let this score countdown go. And once it hits 0, hit a reset. And now we're heading into Mushroom Hill. So now we're in the Sonic and Knuckles half of the game. And guess who we're gonna see? Our friend in red. All right, so now we're gonna go for another trick here. We're gonna hit the button, do a 1-frame jump, then just kind of do more pause bufferings until we see Sonic's stomach and just get crushed. That's not supposed to happen. What I was trying to do there is I was trying to clip into the ground with the door. So we call this the door clip. And then we want to see Sonic doing the push animation. So that way he'll get pushed into the ground. And we're going to do a level wrap with this as well. This will take a few tries. This can be a pretty annoying trick, but it's much better than playing through the entire level normally. Let's see here. There we go. Now we're on the ground. So go ahead and zip over this way. There we go. All right, so now it's taking us to the boss fight, and we don't have any rings, so we got to be careful here. But thankfully, we do have this insta shield, so that way we can. It'll look like we're hitting the flames, but we're really not. We're just using the insta shield to expand Sonic's hitbox, so that way it'll get the hits a lot easier. All right. So now we're heading into Act 2. Act 2, we're going to be playing through it glitchless. So, Tippy, if you got anything to say, go ahead.
Heading into glitchless, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
One thing that I was kind of curious about, how long have you been speedrunning, just in general, and like what were some of the things that made you decide to do it?
So, I started speedrunning in 2016. The very first marathon I went to was Calithon. I was there as a spectator.
Oh, fun.
And I had a buddy of mine, Red Ninja Josh, who did a run for that event. And he kind of pestered me into doing speedrunning, like he wanted me to do races and such. So then eventually I caved in, and we did a Mega Man 2 race, which was like really horrible. And then I was trying to like find my niche in speedrunning. So Mega Man 2 was my very first speedrun, but it only lasted for like a week. And then I went on to Mario 3. And then eventually Mario 1, and then I pretty much stuck with Mario 1 for like the longest time. And then I recently started doing Sonic speed. Well, not recently. I started doing Sonic speedruns back in 2017 with Sonic 2. And then I moved on to Sonic 1, then eventually Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And then Mike89, who's known as Sega Junkie now, he was the one that pretty much inspired me to run Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Especially when he did his runs at SGDQ 2018. And that was the first time I ever met him, so it was like pretty surreal to me that I got to meet the Sonic legend himself.
Aww.
And, yeah.
I love it when communities are like very welcoming. That's always a positive thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. And of course, I've been watching GDQs for like a long time as well. Like back during, I think it was like the old CDGQ days, or no, CGDQ. I can't even do acronyms. But yeah, and then like Andrew G was doing like some Mario runs, and then that pretty much got me into doing Mario 1 Warpless. So yeah,
Warpless, that's fun.
Yeah, Warpless is my favorite category over any percent for SMB1. And yeah, that is like my primary speed game, and then lately Sonic has been like more my primary. So yeah, that's pretty much my history about speedrunning.
Nice. Thanks for sharing that with us. I'm always curious, like, why runners pick the games that they do, and if there's nostalgia factors involved or what's the story is.
Oh yeah, like in terms of like nostalgia factor, I've been playing video games since I was like 2 years old.
Wow. Okay.
My dad had an NES, and then he handed me the controller, and I just started playing Super Mario Bros. And yeah, like somehow, like he told me a story that saying that I beat the game when I was like really young, but I used warp zones obviously. And then eventually, like when I grew older, I beat the game in like warpless. And then when I saw the speedruns, and I was like, hey, I think I could do this too. So that's pretty much what got me into it.
I also have like a big respect for anyone that can do like a 2D kind of platforming or just 2D games in general, because it's something that I personally have a problem, like I struggle with.
Yeah.
Something about not being able to see what's in front of you, I guess, because you keep having to proceed before you can see like little bits of the level at a time.
I actually got soft locked there, so I had to reset.
Aww.
But it still keeps me in flying battery, so we're fine.
We're over here reminiscing.
Yeah, it's all good. This flying battery 2 is pretty annoying, especially with the route that I was trying to take. But I think in this case, I may just play it normally, just so we can get through it. Because it is actually a pretty dangerous skip that I was going for. But it does save a lot of time. But I think for this case, we will play it the intended route.
That always is funny to me too when you're doing things that save just little bits amount of time, but it does add up.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean this part, like we call this as intended or by design or even and intended. There are actually FFZ emos as well of these sprites.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, it's mostly called as intended because we're just going through walls as intended. I don't know how the like story came about, but I told myself I wasn't gonna do this, but but yeah, we'll play this level normally. Actually, I'm gonna jump out of it because with the slope glitch, if I in this particular case, if I stand on an object, it'll actually take it away instead of like jumping on like solid ground. So there's like various properties about slope glitch. So it pretty much depends on the scenario of the stage itself. So yeah, Flying Battery 2, it's a pretty annoying level in general. So which is why we try to skip it mostly, but even the skips itself is hard.
It's just like one of your least favorites, would you say, level-wise?
Yeah, this is definitely my least favorite stage, but I love the music, I just don't like the stage itself. Oh my gosh, I jumped way too early on that. So yeah, it's really easy to die as well. There's like a lot of like open area.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm enjoying the run. I don't know about all of you. I think I'm feeling pretty good. Chat's probably feeling pretty good too on this fine Tuesday.
Yeah, I keep forgetting it's like not even Friday yet.
I know, this whole year's been quite a blur so far.
It has been. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, there we go. We didn't die this time. Now we can continue on over. Alright, there's like a lot of these spiral platforms. I appreciate that, Tina. And everybody else as well. Glad you all could be here. Oops, I just spin dashed into that thing, but that's okay. Because we'll be fine without it. Let's see if we can take this up a route here. Yeah, there we go. It's always nice to have extra lives in this game because of all the stuff that we go for. Ooh, that was a nice straight jump there. Normally I would get stuck on that spiraling net, but that was the first time I actually went straight down, so that's pretty neat.
Ooh, it's a marathon first maybe, huh?
Yeah, marathon first. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and gonna take some intentional damage, and hopefully I don't get squished by those things. There we go. Just let this spider thingy grab us to take us on the other side. Definitely need rings, so we'll just take a couple here. Yeah, so on that zip that I originally wanted to go for, it would have taken me to this area right here. Oops. That's fine. So yeah, I would have been in this area if I had got the zip correctly. And we're going to try to go for another skip here. This game pretty much has a lot of difficult skips and like very little like easier skips. But
would you say that like some of the skips were pretty hard to learn, or did you feel pretty confident?
Yeah, they were pretty hard to learn, and the laser skip that I just got, that was first try.
Ooh, nice.
Normally I do not get that first try.
I'm always hesitant to speak because I don't know when is a very like serious glitch time.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. So yeah, what I did there, I stood on a specific pixel and I had to make sure that the laser on the right side wasn't visible. So I did a 9-tap spin dash, and it'll actually put me right on the other side of it. So that way we don't have to like sit through that quote-unquote auto-scroller section of the laser beam just kind of shooting aimlessly. Doesn't really have good aiming because, you know, it's Robotnik's invention. Alright, just like that, Robotnik just quickly made it up here. He's going to try to fight us with this monstrosity. But we should be fine here. We're just going to go ahead and do a spin dash. I'll just run into the spikes for absolutely no reason. Alright, just like that, we're done with Flying Battery. And we also got to see some glitched out explosions there. Alright, so now we're heading into Sendopolis Zone. We're going to do a level wrap here. I'm going to try to clip into this corner. We have to do a 2-tap spin dash into this block. And then it should clip us into the slope here. It is actually a lot faster than playing the level normally, but sometimes sub-pixels can be a thing. So let me see if we can... Oh, it actually kicked us out. Yeah, usually this this level wrap right here has an 85% chance of actually making it through. The old method was using tails, and it's pretty similar to the level wrap in Metropolis 3 of Sonic 2, where you have to like have tails positioned in a certain way and have the platform fall and then make Sonic like pretty much get stuck into the ground a little bit, and then it'll initiate a wrap. So this was actually found pretty recently, actually. So then we just started to use that in the run. So now we got this guy who pretty much has no attacks except just hopping over. So we're just going to wait over here. So that way he can just go into the quicksand and just destroy himself. Yeah, this stage is really like nothing special except for the level wrap that we did.
I gotta say, I love Sonic's little like animations. Like,
oh yeah,
it's so funny. I always feel like I'm in trouble when he's like wagging his finger at me. Like, what did I do?
Yeah. Alright, just like that, we're just gonna pretty much push him into the quicksand because he was taking too long. Alright, so we're done with Act 1. Now we're heading into Act 2, and Act 2 is a bit of a doozy. Alright, so we start off in the dark. However, we're going to need the lights on for the majority of this. I'm going to try to grab this lightning shield. I don't think I'm going to make it in time to get out. Okay, we did. So we're going to be doing a lot of screen wrapping here. So as I mentioned before, screen wrapping is a vertical wrap, because this level is actually vertically made and it's infinitely vertical. So we can pretty much like reach the top of the screen from the bottom and vice versa. So there's going to be like various spots where we will be skipping. Also, we got to watch out for those scorpion dudes, because they can be a bit finicky. We need to keep this lightning shield for a trick coming up. Okay, we're gonna try to do a loop clip here. I need a specific jump. I think that'll... No, that was a little short. Ah, that was a little high. So what I'm trying to do, I'm looking for a visual cue when I'm doing the pause buffering. And then I need to do a good enough lightning jump. That was a little high again. Otherwise, if we don't actually get this, there is actually an auto-scroller that we play through. And it's pretty much like a slow, like sand, just kind of slowly rising up. There we go. Now we're in the wall. Okay, we'll just kind of navigate through here. I'm going to do another screen wrap. Ah, okay, we got to try this again. Okay, now we got the big ghosts out. Hopefully they don't hit me while I'm doing this. Uh-oh. I'm gonna try to spin against this so I don't lose my lightning shield. Okay, I need to like get up there somehow. There we go.
Supersonic,
we're
what do you
fine.
think is scarier, the ghosts in Sonic or the ghosts in Mario?
Ooh, that's a good question, actually.
Scary
I want
in
to
their
say
own ways.
they're scary in their own ways, but I want to say the ghosts from Sonic and Knuckles are pretty scarier because they got horns on their heads and they look like they just want to destroy you.
That's true.
As far as the boos in Mario, they're pretty comical.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They're kind of sweet looking almost. It's like, oh, you're trying to be scary. How cute.
Yeah, so I don't think they're really that scary. I think the ghosts in Sonic are much scarier because they're out for blood. So. Alright, so we're actually getting close to the boss fight here. And we are going to lose our lightning shield on purpose so that we can have insta shield back. There we go. Alright, so we're done with Syndopolis. Alright, now we're heading into probably one of my favorite stages, Lava Reef. It's got some pretty chill music, even though we're in a hot area. And there's some pretty nifty things that happen in this stage as well. So we're just gonna pretty much come into this area. We're just gonna do or at least we're gonna try to do a lava clip here. There we go. So yeah, if you stand in a specific position on that block, it'll actually push Sonic over to the left, and it's not going to damage him from the lava.
Nice.
Although, obviously, you have to have a good setup for that.
This level keeping the run hot.
Exactly.
Don't cancel me, please.
Nah, you're fine. Oh, whoops. Did not want to lose a fire shield there, but that's okay. Normally you would do a stair clip here, but there was actually another clip found that is a lot easier. It's this one right here, but I think I don't have the elevator in the right spot for this. Let me try it again. There we go, now we clip through. Yeah, that would have pretty much skip having to do the stair clip in general. Okay, we're gonna do some damage boosts. Since normally I would have the fire shield here, so I can run across the lava. But we don't actually need it, like, throughout the level itself. Although it does protect us from fire, which is good, but... especially for the boss fight coming up, we don't actually need it. Alright, so now this boss fight here. Oops. Only got 2 there, that's fine. It's gonna pop back up again because we're only gonna get 3 hits here. 2 more for this guy. And he's gonna come back up again. There we go. I want to try a thing here. I may not get this, but... almost. I was trying to go for a monitor clip. Pretty much what it would do, it would pretty much like clip me into the ground, and then you can actually beat Act 2 in like roughly 30 seconds. But I had like bad placement there.
I feel like there's a lot of kind of almost frame perfect stuff going on here.
Yeah, I actually got that in attempts before, but very luckily, it's actually not an easy trick to do. Oh yeah, the question in chat about what controller I'm using the 6-button controller, like the actual one. And it's very noisy as well, as you can probably imagine. Alright, so now we're going to navigate through here. May lose my shield, which is going to be fine. Yeah, that's fine. I can lose it there. Oops. Gonna head over this way. I tried to do a damage boost to the right, but he hit me to the left instead. Alrighty. So we just pretty much squeeze through here. Doesn't really smash us or anything, so we will be getting the lightning shield. And also be careful not to touch this special stage ring, because otherwise we would go into a special stage. And that's for a different category, which is the All Emeralds category, which we're not doing. Okay, so we're just going to do the double jump with the lightning shield to get up there. Alright, we're going to try to go for a stair clip. There we go. Quick spin dashes to try to get out of Knuckles. This is actually Knuckles' area that I'm going into. And you can kind of see the Death Egg just kind of floating there for no reason. So yeah, that's pretty much Knuckles' route. He doesn't fight a boss in Lava Wreath, while Sonic and Tails do. So we just decided to skip that altogether. We don't need to play that. So now we're in Hidden Palace Zone. We're going to be fighting a certain Echidna here. Oh no. I don't know if anybody played Sonic Adventure, but there was a fight between Sonic and Knuckles, and they would say "oh no" a bunch of times whenever you hit them. So we try to like reenact that here. It's like, oh no.
That's really good.
All right. So now we're pretty much stuck in this cutscene. So now Knuckles realizes that he was double crossed by Dr. Robotnik. You kind of see he's trying to take the Master Emerald away. And there's really not much we can do here, so he's just going to get shocked. You can kind of see his skeletal structure there. Also, we got the most important strat coming up. Let me see if I can get it before Knuckles crushes the door. We almost got the full Slinky. Nah, we got half a Slinky. That was the most important strat of the game. Alright, so now we're heading into Sky Sanctuary. So there's going to be another little cutscene playing of the Death Egg in the background.
Wow, it really is like the Robotnik Death Star.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where they got the idea from.
Nice.
But instead they call it the Death Egg. Alright, so now we're gonna get this lightning... Oops. I was gonna get the lightning shield, but I went too fast. And hit the spring. Alright, let's get up here. Alright, now we got the lightning shield that we needed, because we're gonna need this for a screen wrap. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and pan the camera down to do a screen wrap, and now we're pretty much at the top of the stage. Instead of fighting like the 2 mini bosses with Metal Sonic. Oops. Just gonna try to do it. If we can try to get a spin dash up here, that'd be nice. Oh, there we go. Just barely made it through.
Very nice.
Alright. 4. Oh, I almost got the 5th hit in there. Yeah, this guy can be a bit stingy, but it's no big deal. We got him. All right, so now after this score countdown, we're going to do another reset to do a cutscene skip. Otherwise, we would have to see like Sonic just going up a spiral for like a little bit, and we don't want to do that. So now we're in the last zone, heading into Death Egg, which is the hardest zone in the game and the run. So we're heading into the home stretch here. It's got some pretty good tunes as well.
I think a lot of the Sonic music is really like pretty cool.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the music in like all the Sonic games. And then this is like my favorite game of all time as well, so.
Oh, favorite of all time. That's hype.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I love seeing when a runner is speedrunning their favorite game. It's the best.
Yeah, it's really cool. Alright, so we're just gonna head over this way. There's gonna be that guy up there. Just gonna let him throw that so we can just hit him easily. Alright. There is probably like one boss fight that I'm really dreading. His name is Red Eye. It's probably like one of the most annoying boss fights in the game. It's got like 2 phases and we'll pretty much see how he behaves here. Alright, so now we got the lightning shield, which I didn't really mention a lot about the shields because we didn't really see them that much. But the lightning shield, obviously, it protects us from lightning and it gives us a double jump ability. The fire shield gives us like an air dash and it protects us from fire. And then the bubble shield, we can just pretty much do like a bounce jump, and then it protects us from drowning underwater. Alright, so now we're gonna see the onion rings here, as I like to call them. It's kind of going upward.
That sounds good right about now. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry too. Alright, we're gonna see if we can get this Red Eye fight correctly with this lightning shield. We're gonna try to keep at least a ring for this, because this guy is kind of annoying. Oh, I bounced way too high. That's fine. So now we're just gonna take deliberate hits, just so we can get these orbs out of the way. Oh, let me keep this ring. That's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, we got him. Okay, so Red Eye wasn't too much of a nuisance. Okay, so now we got Act 2 coming up. We are going to take an intentional death at the start to unload Act 1 from Act 2. Pretty much similar from Hydro City or Hydrocity.
I will mention that Hydro City won with 70%.
Oh, wow.
So there we go. Hydro City. We're going to start saying Velo City now.
Velo City?
For the mascot here on GDQ. So thank you, everyone.
Oh, there. Thanks for the votes, guys. Alright, so we're going to go for another level wrap here. This one's a pretty dangerous level wrap as well. Okay, so I'm just going for some visual cues. Let's see if I can get this here. Oh, we got it. Thank goodness. This is the hardest level wrap in the game, in my opinion. So pretty much when you see like the rings like in that beam there, that means you got the trick. If you're just slightly off, you'll either get stuck into the ground completely, or you'll just like be soft locked somewhere. And this is like a pretty big run killer in PB attempts as well. So I'm actually really glad I got that first try.
Are there a lot of places where this game can soft lock?
Yeah,
just like
there are.
The wraps are kind of what mess it up a lot.
Yeah, there's Launch Base, Flying Battery, this stage. I believe Lava Reef 1 is another.
Man.
There's a few more that I'm probably not thinking of. Oh, Marble Garden. That's another one, because you can actually jump out of a spin dash like during the boss fight while you're inside the wall. So yeah, this is like soft lock, the hard lock the game, pretty much.
Yeah, this is hard mode. Shout outs to all the Sonic runners, because I would be going crazy.
So you kind of notice I did a spin dash right at the edge of the screen, and that kind of shifted the camera. So there's like these 2 blocks at the end. There's actually no solid ground there, so I can actually die. But we need this for a quick kill for the second phase, so we're gonna try to keep this. Didn't want to lose the lightning shield. Okay, I'm gonna play this a little safer, just to ensure that we have this. Okay, just need 1 more of these. All right. So now for the second phase, we're gonna do a pretty nifty thing here. We're just gonna spin dash in midair, like no solid ground. Just get 8 quick hits in there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, by the way,
this
time is
amazing.
coming up on fade out. I'll let you know.
Sure thing.
All right, this is the final phase here. All right, there we go. And time.
Nice. Great job. That was so fun. Thank you for running this.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. What time do we get? 49:03.
Yeah, 49:03.
That's actually not bad for a marathon setting considering what happened. So I'm actually really happy with that.
Yes, very nice. Please make sure if you enjoyed this speedrun today that you follow Supersonic on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/supersonic71087. Amazing.
Yeah, thanks for your GGs, everyone. Also, thanks for the GDQ staff for allowing me to showcase my favorite game for Time Capsule.
Oh, of course.
It's a really huge honor for me to do this. And also, thanks to the chat for watching. You guys were going crazy in there from like a lot of the skips that I was going for.
Yeah, we were having a great time.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I mean, I pretty much do Sonic speedruns nightly. I also do Mario speedruns as well. So those are like my 2 primary games that I'm working on. And then sometimes I'll do like casual stuff on Saturdays, like playing on the Switch. But other than that, if you want to see more Sonic speedruns or Mario speedruns, yeah, just stop on by.
Nice. I'll definitely be stopping by for sure because that was really fun. But thank you all so much for watching this run. We are gonna get set up for another run, which will be Donkey Kong Country. But just a reminder, this month Games Done Quick will be donating all of its subscriber and bits revenue to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So thank you so much if you've contributed to that, and we'll be back in a moment. All right, everybody, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. We are all set up for Donkey Kong Country, and I see you have been posting the ball to help Tylenol. So how you feeling, Tylenol?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is me, Tylenol with a 0 instead of an O, joined by Void with a 0 and an O.
I love that intro, man.
So good.
What's going on, gamers?
Yo, rolling in, everyone.
Rolling in. Yeah, so I'm gonna be running a DKC 1 all stages. Despite what it comes off as, even though it is all of the stages, it's not really a completion category. The 101% category is like the completion category where you go into all the bonuses and stuff. So all of the levels that we're entering, we're just trying to beat them as fast as possible, even if we're using like warps, wrong warps, or anything of the sort. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get this file ready. The fresh file. Cool. So without further ado, I believe I'm ready to get going. Rolling and jumping.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna count down. Go on go. Okay. Cool. 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah. A lot of rolling and jumping, a lot of monkey business, especially Diddy Kong, the faster of the 2 Kongs in this game.
Mostly Diddy Kong, in fact. The first thing you do in this run is you grab Diddy and you kill off Donkey because he's slow and bad.
Yep. If you're Donkey,
you're dead.
You're dead.
Yep.
That is a famous saying in our community.
So a very big form of movement in this game is what we call extended rolls, extendos for short. Tylenol just did 1-1-1. That is, in my opinion, one of the harder extendos in the run. But basically, what it comes down to is you want to initiate your roll, then you roll through an enemy, and then repress the Y button after rolling through your enemy.
Yeah. And we do that literally everywhere. And the
Yeah.
more enemies you roll through, the faster you go. I believe it caps at 4, maybe.
It caps at 4 enemies for Diddy. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, definitely gonna try to roll through as many enemies as we can to keep as much speed as we can. And as you guys just saw me just there, I actually took a bonus barrel that it lets me get through the level a little bit faster than playing at skipless. So even though it's not really a warp to the end or anything like that, it is faster. So we do take that bonus there. And this is Reptile Rumble. One of my favorite levels to do in this run. Definitely a lot of like cool execution and rolling and jumping.
That right there, the extendo over the B. If you mess it up, you're pretty much gonna crash into that B. So very nicely done. All right, nice. That ending can be quite spooky going under these 2 critters.
Yeah, definitely super tight sometimes. Yep. So first water level, coral capers. All the water levels, you're pretty much just trying to cut the corners as much as you can, and most of them you're gonna actually be using the fish on guard. Here he is. He's a good boy. Smiles a lot.
Yeah, an interesting property of Vanguard in this game is he doesn't have a hitbox when he's lunging, so later on you'll be able to clip through diverse enemies and objects.
Got a little bonk there.
Oh, little bonk ascending. But yeah, like water levels, despite the fact that you can cruise through them pretty quickly with Vanguard, are deceptively difficult.
Oh yeah, probably some of the hardest levels to optimize in this entire run, just across the board, especially a later level Croctopus Chase. The infamous Croctopus Chase, 2-minute
The
water
infamous, yes. Okay, so speaking of extendos, there's one coming up that was actually a somewhat recent discovery, at least like the way this one got optimized.
Yeah, there's about a 1.6 second time save there. If I were to get a proper extender that was recently discovered by, I believe, Enryu, a Japanese donkey runner.
Enryu, yes. So what Tylenol did was the old version of the extendo, which is perfectly suitable and definitely much faster than doing the rest of the level as intended.
Hardest boss in the game.
Yep. So the key with this boss is to not be too greedy. His hitbox only becomes active after he reaches the apex of his jump, so you want to bounce on him as soon as possible once that becomes a thing.
And if you get greedy, try to go a little too early, you will not do any damage, and sometimes he will hit you.
Yeah, sometimes you'll get cornered. Another instance of an extendo here. Really like that one where you roll up the ramp. And Winky's Walkway, pretty much the shortest level in the game. Not a whole lot to say about it. There is our friend the Frog here, but you're not gonna see him this run, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's a good boy, Winky. Unfortunately, he's not very fast, but he is very loved by the entire donkey community. And I just took a warp barrel there to pretty much skip the entire stage, so no minecart carnage business this time around. And Bouncy Bonanza, this level is pretty difficult.
This is, yeah, definitely the hardest level out of the early game. So what Tylenol is gonna do here is go bottom route and hopefully skip those B cycles.
Yep, looks like we got it.
Very nice.
Got
Rest of the
jump
level
too.
is still a doozy. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
What,
yeah,
you went for spooky jump? I did not expect that.
Yeah. Yeah, so spooky jump saves like nothing but looks super cool, and you get to completely avoid taking one of the tires that you would normally have to take to get across that B section. Stop and go here, you just turn around and then you just go to the end of the level. Pretty funny.
Yep, another warp barrel. And speaking of warp barrels, there's another one in the next level, Millstone Mayhem, but the way Tylenol is going to reach to it is by setting up a super jump. So the way super jumps work in this game is pretty interesting. So you want to take damage and have the Kong you take damage with run off the top of the screen. Just like what Donkey did right there. The next time you will take damage and land on an enemy, you can hold the B button for as long as you can or as you want and gain as much height as needed.
Yeah, so there's actually a barrel up there that you're normally supposed to get a tire and bring it all the way back. And that barrel is only accessible as Donkey Kong, not as Diddy Kong. So you would normally have to get that tire, turn around. It's actually really slow, but you can use the super jump glitch that Void just explained to be able to actually reach it with a bunch of height. So super neat trick. And we're going to be using it later as well.
Yeah, remember how super jumps work, because they're definitely going to be used a lot throughout this run. But coming up next, at the beginning of World 3, is more warp barrels. And this one has a very interesting property. It's actually on a timer. So if you need to reach the warp barrel as fast as you can, otherwise it's going to despawn.
Yeah, again, another donkey-only barrel as well, which if you're not fast enough, then it just won't be there. And Treetop Town, another level with a warp barrel up here. You can access this one with Diddy or Donkey, so that's kind of nice. And we actually have a trick coming up pretty soon if Void wants to explain it a little bit.
Yeah, so what Tylenol is going to attempt is what we call an SFR, also known as super free roll. So it's basically a super jump combined with the fact that Tylenol is going to use that super jump and grab on a vertical rope and then dismount that vertical rope from the bottom.
Ah, gosh, got hit by the crumbling. I needed to mash there. Yeah.
But yeah, essentially, so if he were to have gotten a roll off, he would have gotten the speed of the roll plus the height of the super jump, and it would have definitely saved a bunch of time.
Yeah, so instead I'm going to go for an easier strat, where I do a super jump and just kind of float through the level. Not fast, but definitely real smooth, like.
Definitely time for donations.
I was like, is this my cue?
You.
Well, I told you both before the run that I really love Donkey Kong Country, so I gotta ask, how hard is it to learn this game?
It's definitely tricky. I remember when I was first picking it up, I just did a run. No practice. I just picked it up and I was like, I'm just gonna do this, try and beat the game as fast as I can.
Just playing through the levels, yeah. Honestly, I think this run is fairly beginner friendly. There are categories that are pretty much glitchless, so yeah, you can really make the run as hard as you want.
Do you ever feel like the controller is a problem? Like, do you ever feel like your hands hurt with the SNES controller, or?
Sometimes, but eventually you get used to it, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say for me personally. For me personally, I found myself when I push the buttons really hard, harder than I should be, is when it usually hurts my hand.
Yeah, when you're trying to go for something. That's like, I don't know if either of you are into like racing games, but it's like you kind of naturally want to lean yourself to the side when you're like driving.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like that in some places here too.
Yeah, for sure. Or you lean forward when you're playing a hard level. Wow, very nice. Very nicely done. So
Thank you.
That was a big extendo. So we haven't been talking about this level. Tempest is by far the hardest level in World 3, and there are a ton of really slick looking extendos throughout that level, and the one that Tylenol just did right there is definitely a pretty famous one because so there is a way where you're just gonna roll past the tire and you're not gonna catch it until you're into the pit. And right there, so we're gonna backtrack up to World 1 and go for a trick called Map Warp.
Magic trick.
The magic trick, yep. So second try, pretty good. So the way it works is the corners on the overworld of World 1, you stop on them for 1 frame, and if you end up pressing a face button on them on the same frame, the game doesn't really know where to send you, so it sends you to O-gangs, because if you're stopped on the overworld, the game basically thinks that you're on a location on the map. So like either a level or maybe like a Kong house or whatever. So as it turns out, it sends you to this level, Orangutan Gang. Then the map warp that Tylenol executed is the one that sends you closest to the exit, which saves quite a bit of time. I think at least 20 seconds.
Yeah, you literally don't have to play the beginning of that stage at all, so it's like also just makes the run a bit easier as well. Because it isn't too simple of a first half of the level.
Nah, not at all. There's a lot of running around, some extendos, and then you grab the ostrich espresso that you're gonna see later on.
Okay, so Queen Bee, there is like a way that you're supposed to pay attention to her movement to figure out exactly how many times like she bounces up and down for you to hit her.
Basically, when her high frames are gonna run out.
Yeah. So
do not sleep on the queen.
Yeah, I gotta be real careful there, because if I miscount, then and I go too early, then she'll still be invincible, and then I'm not invincible, so I'll get hit instead. Also, up in the mountains in the snow.
Yep. So this is where the difficulty ramps up, and this is also where ice physics get introduced. So this level in particular, Snow Barrel Blast, there are a lot of small optimizations that Tylenol may or may not go for. Oh, I see one.
Oh yeah.
I see another one. Nice.
Yeah, definitely doing all the hard strats here in the marathon.
The Joe roll followed by the Zero roll. You love to see it. Also, this barrel boost right there, very slick looking. Interesting thing about barrel boosts is if you're holding a barrel and you jump off a slope, you can actually gain a lot of momentum that way. Nice extendo right there to get to this barrel. And here Tylenol is going to take a shortcut.
Yeah, just literally, skips this entire incredibly difficult barrel section that even as a grown individual speedrunner, I learned a category that doesn't take that skip, and it was so hard.
Yeah, it's such a tedious section.
Yeah. I'll wait for 5 jumps here.
Yep, so something cool that's gonna happen here. This next warp barrel is technically supposed to be donkey only, but Tylenol is just gonna clip through the ceiling and reach the barrel with Diddy, which saves a few seconds. It avoids you swapping back and forth between Diddy and Donkey simply for that barrel.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because you can actually hear Diddy's feet on the ceiling, like land. So like he is literally walking on the ceiling, all out of bounds. And we're gonna pick up Espresso here. Espresso is very fast, as you can see. Got some nice little fancy shoes on.
This level is actually a big pain in the butt if you don't have Espresso because of these ropes. So you're pretty much gonna have to grab onto them and then wait rope cycles. But with Espresso, you can just fly through them. It's very convenient.
It makes learning this level so much easier.
Oh yes.
There's a barrel right here. I really don't want to touch that because that's
a bonus. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, with the ice,
something that is a rite of passage actually, because I don't think there's a single donkey runner that hasn't entered that bonus barrel.
Yeah, no, it definitely used to happen to me so much. But another water level, in my opinion, the hardest water level. I don't think it's too much of a hot take either.
Because the reason being, Engard in this level is towards the end, because basically the gimmick of this level is you have these croctopuses following you and chasing you around, and you want to basically go fast, swim fast to try and avoid them, and Angar would just completely break that gimmick. So that's why the game devs put him at the end of the level. So here is actually where cutting corners becomes exceedingly important.
Yep.
To save time. So shoutouts to Lovebird. Lovebird is actually the world record holder for this IL, and every time he gets a world record IL of Croctopus Chase, he's like, "I'm never gonna beat this IL." And then
Yeah,
like, a
never.
week
And then he
later,
always beats it.
Yep.
Every single time. But yeah, this is a 2-minute water level, so if you have anything you wanted to say, Smooth Operative, feel free, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
more
I mean-
donation time.
Well, it's more, I guess, about like, I guess, how long have you been speedrunning Donkey Kong Country? And, you know, did you grow up with this game? Like, what are your reasonings, I guess, behind doing this run in particular, Tylenol?
This is one of my most played Super Nintendo games. I just loved holding the Y button, rolling and jumping, like as a kid, even, you know, and I still love doing it at 24 years old. So it's definitely like just so addicting to try and go faster and faster in the levels. And I could tell even after I got into speedrunning, my first speed game is actually Sonic Adventure 2 for the which was for like the Dreamcast, the GameCube, bunch of consoles. But
okay.
that was my first speed game, and I actually got into this game in 2018. I'd like to say like about May or so, 2018. And I was scared to get into this game because there's a lot of frame perfect tricks that save a lot of time at first, but I have absolutely no regrets picking it up as a speed game, and I think that I'm glad I overcame the fear of the frame perfect tricks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely something to overcome as a donkey runner, especially for this category. Like, you're gonna see a lot of those frame perfect tricks later on. We're actually like, Croctopus Chase is basically the halfway point of the all stages run, and now the real fun begins. Starting with this level, Torchlight Trouble.
Yeah, this level is tricky and hard. A lot of fire that takes away my Diddy Kong from me. Like right there. But yeah, you normally were supposed to get Squawks here, and he's supposed to light the way, but there's actually like inconsistent lag when you open up his barrel. So we just play in the dark instead. But yeah, not too long of a level, but definitely a lot of tough execution. There is a frame perfect trick in this upcoming level. I'm gonna opt not to go for it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's gonna give me the opportunity to explain it for the next level, because you're gonna go for the 1-8 ODA, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, enjoy the execution and Road Bridge Rumble in the meantime. Definitely one of the most fun levels to do in this run, and also one of the most rewarding ones.
Yeah, this level's sick.
But yeah, so basically what's gonna be coming up is Talon's gonna go for a super jump roll. So remember the super jump that I mentioned earlier? So now we're gonna combine it with a jump roll, and what a jump roll is you want to execute a roll on the same frame as you're supposed to land on an enemy. And that's going to give you the same speed of a roll, but it's also going to give you like as much horizontal distance as you want. And combined with a super jump, it's going to give you as much horizontal distance and as much vertical distance as possible. And it's an incredibly broken mechanic that got discovered a couple of years ago by Rainbow Sprinkles.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why speedrunning this game at a top level can be pretty difficult is because those frame perfect tricks just save several seconds.
Yeah, and so like the one that Tylenol is about to go for saves like 17.
Yeah, coming up right now.
Yep.
Ooh. And I got it. Look at that. Frame
nice.
perfect. Nice. Yeah, so yeah, this level is really difficult, as you can just probably tell from me scrolling through it, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you got to get through. It is a really cool level, skipless, but it's nice, you know, to hit the frame perfect trick and not have to worry about playing the stage.
Yeah, exactly. And it saves a bunch of time.
Yeah, exactly, right? We're all about saving time, speedrunning, all that jazz.
Yep.
What did you say it was about 17 seconds save?
The super jump roll that Tylenol just got, overplaying the level normally.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. So Elevator Antics is probably my favorite level to play in the game. Actually, it's really difficult, but it's super duper fun.
Yeah, it's another level that you can pretty much make as hard as you want. There are a ton of small optimizations throughout this level. This one right there, I did not expect you to go for Snake Bounce. Very nice.
I have to go for Snake Bounce.
Heck yeah, yeah. Snake Bounce is like a 2-frame jump where you just zip into the crawl space and you end up bouncing on the snake at the same time. It saves about a second.
Yeah. Plus you go fast.
Plus you go fast. So yeah.
Also doing a little elevator manip here. So I can be at pretty much a perfect spot. Looks like I died there, but I actually just barely caught an elevator that's spawning underneath me. Another elevator manip here where I face left so that I can get everything to spawn the way I want it to.
Yeah, so you want to delay that spawn for this one at the end, right there, so you can catch it one cycle earlier.
Cool, so this is the last water level of the run. Also, it's got that green background, very unique to the stage. Gonna pick up On Guard unlike Croctopus Chase, so definitely makes all of these mincers, the little spinning spiky boys, a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, because this is where what I mentioned earlier with Engard, clipping through hitboxes is gonna come into play. Aside from that, this level is very unfriendly. You do not want to lose Engard. If you lose Engard, you're in for a world of trouble. There is a backup Engard later in that level, but it looks like Talonol doesn't need him.
Yeah, got the triple mincer clip there, which again kind of abuses the on-guard physics there. Ooh, I did lose my fish just there. Huh, okay, I guess I was a little bit too slow and got hit by that mincer. But back up here, I can just hug the ceiling and wait a little bit for these mincers, and then I should be good.
This is a very nice backup to know.
Cool, so we got a nice little rolling in the air glitch coming up. More magic.
Yeah, pretty much. So what you want to do is you just walk into this minecart and you take damage, and then rolling in midair.
Yeah, I was thinking about going for a frame perfect trick that stays about 4 seconds, but I missed it twice, so I didn't want to turn around and go for it again afterwards.
Yeah, you have 2 opportunities to do it there. It's also one that can really punish you heavily. If you're too late, you just end up bouncing on the enemy and it cancels your rolling through the air glitch and you just die.
Yeah, and that is no bueno.
No bueno, yep.
How tight is the timing for the air rolls? Like, is it pretty tough?
No, actually, I'd say it's like a party trick. Like
party trick,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, very, very party trick, yeah. Like once you have the glitch initiated, it's pretty much
it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you just roll and then jump, like pretty much whenever you want, as long as you're doing it in that order. Cool. So we got a level coming up called Blackout Basement. It is the lights flicker on and off, and memorizing the stage becomes very important in this level.
This is my personal favorite level.
Yeah,
this entire run,
cool.
And it is a doozy. So hope you enjoy. This level is pretty straightforward aside from the gimmick, but it is incredibly difficult.
Gonna get some extendos like we were talking about earlier, rolling through these enemies. Pretty much like the way that I play this stage, I go for like some slightly slower strats just to be a little bit more consistent, but the light cycle is pretty much always going to be the same, like as long as I execute it the same way, but if I slow down or go too fast in some sections, it'll be a little different. And that it can actually be pretty problematic for a lot of runners if they just get a little flustered, because then, you know, if they see parts that they're not used to seeing when they see them, then it can throw everything off, the entire rhythm of the level.
Yeah, if you're not experienced with the level, exactly.
Yeah, a true master of the level though can do it no matter what life cycle they're on.
Yep.
But yeah, so we switched to Donkey here because it's actually faster to kill the last 2 sets of enemies that that dumb drum spawns out for us. Cool, and that's World 5, and now we're about to enter the last world of the run, and there's actually another frame-perfect trick in this auto-scroller level, one that is known and loved by many that run this game.
This is the most infamous level in the entire run, and even this entire game, I would say, Tanked Up Trouble. So there are 2 opportunities for a jump roll in this level. The first one we call Kremtut, saves 55 seconds. The second one we call Birdtut, saves 43 seconds. Kremtut is about 1,000 times harder than Birdtut, so Downhill is most likely only gonna go for Birdtuts, but even only getting Birdtut would be huge, and it is. Yeah, this is pretty much where all donkey runs go to die. Like, if you don't get this trick, like, your run's pretty much dead at a high level.
Yep.
Dang.
So yeah, only one chance to do it too, so if you miss it, even dying and trying again is slower than just beating the level normally, so it is truly like a run killer, to say the least. I mean, even last week I probably lost 6 runs to this stage alone, and it's at the very end of the run, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's an auto-scroller, pretty simple. I will say it's a pretty difficult auto-scroller because you do have this fuel tank mechanic.
Casually, I thought this level was fairly hard, yeah.
Yeah, this is probably one of like the harder levels, casually, I would say, just because there's just so much to focus on happening on the screen at once.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like, I actually, fun fact, I never beat this game on the Super Nintendo when I first played it. I got to Oil Drum Alley, where I hit the frame perfect trick earlier in this run, and I couldn't beat it. It was way too difficult for me, actually, so I ended up beating this game on the Game Boy Advance release, which may or may not have been easier. I'm actually not too sure, but
I thought the Game Boy Advance remake was fairly accurate for what it was. Like, I mean, different physics, but I thought they did a good job with it.
Absolutely. So here we're gonna get the best animal buddy, objectively, by my opinion, but not actually an opinion, but just a fact. Rambi the rhinoceros.
Yeah, this is indeed just an opinion because heck, Rambi. Yeah, it is much faster to play through this level using Rambi, so we end up grabbing him. I guess moving around while you're riding Rambi can be fairly difficult because he is so massive and like it feels sluggish to jump around with him. But yeah, and that D boost right there is the whole reason why we bring him up to this point. Kill the animals.
Save the frames. Cool. So we have another trick coming up.
Another SFR, which Tylenol attempted in Forest Frenzy earlier this run. This one though is much easier than the one in Forest Frenzy.
Cool. Nice.
Very
So,
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot easier because of the landing room. Earlier, there's a ledge that you can just barely get onto, but here you can just land on top of one of the cans that spit out the baddies, and rolling off of it, there's a lot of leeway for it. So this is a huge deal because there used to be a frame perfect trick in this level that top runners needed to get that saved, I think, 20 seconds or so.
This one saved 25 actually. Yeah, but now with this SFR instead of the SJR, we basically only like lose a second and a half to guarantee the fact that we get the frame perfect trick. So here what Tylenol did is he set up something we call the split up glitch. And that's going to come into play on the next level, the one after this one, Platform Perils. But The problem with setting up the split up glitch is that if he takes damage, he soft locks. So hopefully it doesn't happen. And Loopy Lights is it's a doozy of a level.
Yeah, so I better not take any damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
If he takes damage over a pit, it's fine because he's still like this. The pit is still gonna register him dying. But if he takes damage on land, then yeah, pain and misery will ensue. Alright. We got this B section left to do.
Cool. Got
Alright,
through
very
it.
nice.
Yeah. Kind of scary, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was a tad worried, not gonna lie. So yeah, the split up glitch that Tylenol set up in Mincers. So now Tylenol is gonna be grabbing this DK barrel, bring him over to this bonus, throw the DK barrel at the same time as he enters the bonus.
And then poof, magic trick. I am just out of there. The level's
Yup.
done and completed, and I'm only using Donkey Kong. So yeah, that's that trick was actually discovered, I believe, during GDQ this year at AGDQ.
Yeah, because I remember you were doing any percent runs with it.
Yeah, I did runs at GDQ right after it got discovered at the event. It was very fun.
Yeah, but this trick saves a lot of time. Like saves like what, 15?
I think it's 20 seconds over doing the frame perfect trick that we used to do in that level, actually.
Yeah.
And I think this is low 34 pace, which like I played way better in this marathon than I thought I was going to because I gave a 40-minute estimate.
Low 34, and it, like without tut as well, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Carol fight, very very straightforward. Just enjoy the music. The one piece of tech, I guess, that can be mentioned is that when Carol throws his crown, you want to be landing on his head as soon as possible. So some of the style is gonna be trying to cut it close. This time he cut it a bit too close, but it should be fine still.
Yeah, never sleep on the king, as we say.
Yep.
Because this is it's like a 2-minute, pretty like auto-scroller-esque boss fight, but like you can die.
you can die. It is not recommended to die, and it is also not common to die, but it can happen.
Yeah.
It is also a rite of passage.
I think there's also a spot you can stand on where you can just avoid these cannonballs, but I'm not too sure exactly where that is, so I don't want to risk it.
I've never learned it either. There is a runner by the name of Peachy who likes to swag off during this fight and just stand there and avoid cannonballs without moving, but
Yeah, we got these credits.
Yeah, the game is
with
over.
A K.
Nice run, Tylenol.
Yeah, thanks, man. I got a 33.
Dude, credits roll. Concept clump. DM?
The end?
Question mark?
Question mark? What do you
Question
mean,
mark?
question mark?
Wait, Carol's alive!
What? So we're gonna have time on the banana drop, the big banana that's about to come down.
Yep, time's coming up.
Ooh, I almost died.
Oh, damn.
Nice run. Yeah,
nice run.
that was
3404.
Yeah, 3404. We did it.
Gosh, that was very impressive. Very well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I played way better than I thought I would, honestly.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
and you got the ODS, JR, for defense.
Yeah, that's true. I did hit one of the frame perfect tricks. That's pretty cool. Got to showcase that.
Well, thank you so much for running Donkey Kong Country. What a game! I love this so much. If you enjoyed the run, please follow Tylenol on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Tylenol with a 0 instead of an O. So keep that in mind. You got any last shout outs or anything like that?
Shout outs to Void for commentating with me. Definitely helped relax me a bit because of a familiar voice.
Aw.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, shout outs to all my friends, in the chat. I see you guys.
Aw.
So yeah, no, I'm glad I played as well as I did.
Yeah. Shouts to the Donkey community. If you guys want to pick this game up, be sure to check out the wiki, dkcspeedruns.com.
dkcspeedruns.com.
Yep, and join the Discord. We like to have fun. And yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions and learn about the game. And yeah.
Yeah, I want to also say that the Donkey community is one of the most like loving and accepting communities. Like they're just awesome people overall.
Aw.
And
Oh yeah.
I was really happy to get involved in the community once I started running this game. They're all great people.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tylenol. I honestly might join the Discord too. But
Yeah.
thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Don't forget that this month, Games Done Quick will be donating all of its subscriber and bits revenue to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So thank you so much if you can have contributed to that. But right now, we're going to get set up for one last gem of a game from 1994. Or wait a minute. Oh, I think the time capsule is changing a little bit. What's that sound? Do you guys hear something?
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. We seem to have a bit of a situation here, and our time machine has taken us to the year 1998, and I have Figure 8 here with me to speedrun The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Hello.
Yes, welcome. Thank you guys for having me. Oh man, this is something. So yeah, just real quick. I know a lot of people have watched Ocarina of Time in the past. My name is Figure 8. I've been running this game. Kind of picked it up around 2012, 2011. I've done a lot of categories, a lot of different runs, bingos, blackouts, you name it. I've probably tried it. GSR, it stands for Ganondorf Source Requirement. It is a run that requires you, the source requirement to fight Ganondorf is to obtain the light arrows, which to obtain the light arrows, you need to beat the Shadow Temple, Spirit Temple, and get the bow from the Forest Temple, which is pretty much what we'll be doing. And we'll be showcasing some a multitude of tricks you don't normally see that are kind of like special to this run. So we're gonna, for all my people in the chat, you know what the file name is gonna be. We're gonna give it a nice fresh. So you're gonna see that fresh in the chat a lot. So without further ado, I'm ready. You guys ready for the countdown?
Oh, yeah, we're ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nice. Good luck.
Thank you. So there's a lot of people, I see you guys in the chat. I definitely see you guys supporting. But before we even start, I want to give a shout out to the OOT decomp community and Fig in general, as well, Fig02. They put in a lot of work in decomping this game and pretty much recreating this game and through files, like through actually recoding the game from the ground up. And it's been a project and a half, and I've seen the work he's put in. The entire team has put into it, and I really just wanted to shout them out for all the hard work they've done in the past few months. And they've come up with some pretty big discoveries that helped us break the game even further. So we've got a pretty good intro cutscene. Most of you guys are really familiar with this cutscene, seeing as that I know a lot of you guys have watched this game or played this game as children. This was definitely one of my first games that I played, along with Super Mario 64 when I picked up my N64. So yeah, we're just gonna run through some text. Japanese, as for most games, is the preferred version and the fastest version. I'm playing on the Wii VC, which is 1.2. Version 1.2 of the game. The other route of this game, which is done on the N64, has a couple of version exclusive glitches, so we won't be doing those. I'll kind of briefly talk about some of the main differences between the runs and how they differ. So right now, we're just waiting for Navi to enter Link's house, talk to us about what's about to go down, and we're about to just roll right into it. Everything just rolls pretty fast, so just buckle up, and it's gonna be a good ride. Also want to say, I took as I've been playing this game for on and off for a few years, slowly approaching a decade very soon, which is insane to even put that in words. But there's so many people that have kind of kept me going throughout the years by attending GDQs and just kind of pushing me to continue running. So shout out to Runner Guy having me on his couch in 2018 at SGDQ for bingo. Yeah. So right now we're just gonna backflip off the house and kind of standard movement here. Backwalking is pretty much the fastest method of movement over long distances without any explosives, aside from side hopping, which is pretty much task only. I wouldn't really side hop everywhere. So right now we're picking up the sword, and as we're picking up the sword, we're collecting some money to get a shield, which requires 40 rubies. I'm gonna bonk real quick.
Now, are the rupees always in the same place, like with the same amount, or can it vary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those rubies that we're collecting are in the same spots every time, no matter what.
Okay, well, that's nice.
So those got 5 right there. There's a 5 behind the sign, or in the sign we slash the sign that a lot of people don't actually know about. And first sign a small trick, but one that kind of people fail, like I just did, is a bridge clip. It's a frame perfect trick. It just allows you to get on the bridge to get this 5 rupee, instead of going behind the house that you just jumped in front of to collect the 5 rupees. So now we only 5 rupees short to collect our shield, and which is going to be in the side of the shop. All right. I'm gonna equip the shield here. And that's all. That's the last time you see the forest for the rest of this run. Aside from when you get into Lost Woods later on, but that's pretty much it. So now we're gonna do our first trick. We're gonna do Poke Escape. There we go. Oh, click back out.
Wow, he's really antagonizing you.
He's not letting me get through, but we're gonna get through it, don't worry. And now you gotta roll past him, which is not letting me roll past him today. Come on. There we go, and we're out. All right. It was a little sketchy,
He was being a bully.
We're out. When he bullies me, whenever he bullies me, I like to kind of take a moment and just there is a way you can actually drop him from the world in a very precise spot on the other side of where he's blocking you.
Oh my gosh.
So if he's really trolling, I'm sending him down to the to the shadow realm.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Nah, yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, he hasn't really been. This is probably the first time he's like really been like on some bad behavior. So
He's trying to look tough for the chat.
right, he's trying to show out in front of company, but it's fine. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with him. So now, we picked up our Ocarina, which we're going to need for our next trick to pick up some explosives here. So obviously, normally, as you guys most know, casually, to exit the forest, you must beat the Deku Tree. But we're not even going to go anywhere near that area at all, ever. All right, so now we're gonna talk to the owl, which is, for most people in OOT, everyone it's pretty much like everyone hates the owl. Like, he talks so much, and he's just a nuisance. So whatever we can do to skip him, we do. But in this, we can't skip him. So we have to take the L and speak to him. But it's fun. It doesn't talk too much on Japanese, fortunately. But he's gonna make a return very shortly, and we will be skipping him. Hopefully. So just backwalking, since we have a long way to cross. We're just gonna backwalk. And I'm drawing my sword here to kind of prep me for the next trick. We're just gonna try to get a water extended super slide into CAC, which also, since we're moving at a high speed, we are going to skip the owl if we get it here. Yes, we got it. All right, cut the corner. And we cut the corner a little too early. That's okay. I'm just a little early in that corner cut, but it's fine. We still have one more chance to skip them.
Do you find these difficult when you're like going backwards and can't really see where you're going? Like, did it take a long time to get used to?
There's a couple visual cues that you kind of use,
Okay.
where I use the map to kind of guide me, the pointer. Come on. And others kind of just know that you line up with like a certain area of the tree.
So you get used to looking at the visuals.
Yeah, you get used to it. So now we're just going to pick up the chicken while we have a glitch called ISG active, Infinite Sword Glitch, which means our sword is always going to be swinging. So right now, this chicken is getting hit a lot. And it's going to trigger the infamous, cutscene where the chickens come back to attack you. And we're going to use that to jump back, backflip, and dive into the well. And that kind of sends us all the way down to the bottom. And we just walk back into the bottom of the well. So this is a fairly recent-ish trick in the last couple of years to get explosives. It's called the Ocarina Dive. So we're just gonna roll through. I'm gonna get ISG again here by using the pot, hitting a pot, and picking up an item that you've never received, like the Deku stick, will also give you ISG. I'm just waiting. I'm gonna get some backflip off this bubble here, and boom. Kind of the same concept of the Cuckoo dive. Anything that interrupts Link's moving will kind of send Link into a free fall, even though there's water. And I'll send us all the way down here. I'm just gonna do some movement into this unloaded basement area. And we're gonna get shoes. And now we have our bomb shoes, which is gonna come in handy. This is a very tight explosive route. So, and now we just wait here. We're gonna get picked up by our friendly, what do we call him? But y'all know him. And that sends us back to the beginning and takes a harder damage, which we're gonna need because we're also setting up for another glitch already. We're setting up damage for a little bit later. And we're out. And like I said, we're ready to skip the owl yet again. Hopefully we get this skip. This one is kind of important to get. And good. We skip that owl. You'll see him off in the distance in the right corner. Waiting to talk to us, but we're not going to let him do that. So we need to skip that owl because we need to get to castle before night. And you can hear the chains going up. But if you never looked at the chains while they're going up, they stay down. So when you're off to the side, you kind of still see the chains, and I could side hop onto it, which I did, and collect the three red rupees at the top, which are also always there. And we're gonna collect a fourth one, which is always a red rupee behind in this box, only at night. And that's our money. That's the amount of money we're gonna need to get the Hylian shield for the adult section, which is coming up pretty shortly here. And Owl is back once again. You cannot escape him. He's everywhere. Even when you think you got rid of him, he's coming back. So now we're gonna go down to one heart, because we're gonna do a damage boost, and that's also gonna set us up for our trick after Zelda. Now, one thing to note, I guess, the guards are actually blind at night. Like, they're literally they cannot see you. But I guess the blind guards in the front, they're made up for with the absolute sniper guards in Zelda's courtyard. Yeah, they can catch you from distances you wouldn't even think were possible. So I'm just going to buffer into the right frame, which is right here. Shield drop. And B, and we're on top of the ledge. It skips waking up Talon. See? Sniper guards. Right through. Right through. So, you get caught by the guards. It's not a huge deal. Since once you get caught, the milk crates are down. So it's not a huge deal. Oh my god. And I don't really trust this guard. Yeah, I don't trust him. This guard is like the one to really catch you when you shouldn't be caught. And we kind of got a bad cycle for the last one, but it's okay. It's kind of a little bit safer.
Oh, there's so many guards.
Yeah. So now we're out. And now we're just, we have our first breather of the run. This is your first hydration break, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, I'm gonna take one.
So Zelda just kind of talk about the story of what's been going on, and we kind of got a nice little cutscene that we don't even have to mash through in a second here. Where he talks about the Triforce and the spells, Dins, Nerus, and Furors. All right, once. And here we go. All right, I put my controller down and kind of rest my fingers a wee bit.
So what is she explaining to Link here, since it's in Japanese? And I honestly have never played this game, even though I've seen it a bunch. I still don't quite know.
Well, she basically is explaining how I believe it's that these three are fairies, I guess. I don't know, or they created the Triforce. The parts of them, their power created the Triforce, which is wisdom, courage, and power.
Okay.
So, and then and kind of just talk about the lore of the Triforce itself. And then she starts to now after this she starts to explain how the evil is gonna corrupt the corrupted one.
Oh, we
Also known
gotta
as Ganon. Dwarf.
save everything.
Mm-hmm. The goddesses, yes, the goddesses that created Hyrule. Nerus, Faroras, and Dins are the goddesses that created Hyrule.
Oh, he's flexing.
Yeah, like he's doing like a, and then he looks at you like, like you're juiced. I'm like, okay, all right, I see you. You're flexing the muscles.
Trying to
Like,
to
okay.
show off for y'all.
Right. To me, honestly, we kind of had this discussion the other day. Out of all the Ganondorfs, like all the art styles of Ganondorf, I think this is the best version, in my opinion. I think this is the best version of Ganondorf that exists.
I
like,
guess
in terms
there's
of
maybe
look-wise.
different Ganondorfs in different games, and I guess in Melee probably has a lot of outfit options.
Yeah. None of them has the the nice cape though. Like the cape adds a little bit of steez, a little bit of swag to it.
Yeah, gotta have the cape.
So we just got Zelda's letter, which is pretty much useless. We just get it just
Poor
to get
girl.
the letter. But now we just did our first death warp skip, kind of cutscene skip. We get Zelda's letter and we die on the same frame. One thing to note is that for most songs, you get the song as soon as you enter the cutscene. It's not actually playing the song, but you get it as soon as you enter the cutscene. So we did that. We skipped the cutscene. It's a long-winded talk with Impa and learning the song. And honestly, we don't got time for that. So we got people to save. So we do that and we skip. And now we're going back to we're going to the bazaar to pick up that shield that we got our rupees for earlier. Oh, I actually walked out. So what happened there was actually collection delay. When you walk after supposed to collect an item, you can actually walk out of the area, and it's not a huge deal. So I haven't done that ever actually.
Oh, marathon stuff.
Yeah, so now we're going to probably the most famous trick of them all. You guys know it very well. Dot skip. If you even haven't played this game, you know what this trick is. If you know anything about speedruns and Zelda speedruns, you know this trick. So we're gonna do a setup here. Nice. I'm just gonna pause on the right frame. If we can get it. It's not looking good actually. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay. So we skipped getting all the spiritual stones, the Goron's Ruby, Zora's Sapphire, and Kokiri Emerald to fast forward right into the adult cutscene or adult section. Okay. So now cutscene again. We just got out on one and we're back into another cutscene. We are gonna get our first medallion and they're gonna tell us a little bit about what we need to do. And for those who don't know, in the pulling the Master Sword accelerates time 7 years, and Hyrule has gone through some changes in those last 7 years, and we'll see them pretty soon. So a lot of people ask, or again, since I kind of explained at the beginning of the run, if anyone that's new, GSR is actually stands for Ganondorf source requirement, not Ganon source requirement, because the source like I said, the source requirement for Ganondorf is obtaining the light arrows, which means you need to beat Spirit and Shadow Temple. So now we're talking to the sage, Raru. It's going to give us the light medallion, kind of explain to us again what's happened, what the changes you've undertaken in the last 7 years.
Link looking fresh.
Yeah, Link. All right. Let me just tell you guys. This was the reason I wanted to get my ears pierced. I'm not even joking.
Oh my
This game was the
goodness.
reason I was like, wait, Link got a pierce? Like, you got some ice on the ear? Oh man, I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that. And I did. I eventually get my ear pierced, and I never wore it again.
Aww.
But this game was literally the reason why I got my ear pierced.
But I respect the dedication.
Have to.
That's
have to.
good.
I guess my dedication, I rededicated myself in the form of getting a Triforce tattoo, as a lot of people already have, but that is going to be my dedication to the game, and I can't
awesome.
remove that. So, I mean, I'm not going to.
Love that.
So this is one of the longer cutscenes in the game. This and LiDAR cutscene are probably the two longest cutscenes, more or less. And on English, it is significantly longer. You can't even, like, it's a snooze fest. It's definitely a snooze fest on English. So back in the day when we used to do, I mean, up until recent, all bingos were done on the English version for accessibility reasons. It was the easiest version to get your hands on. And going through, I mean, pretty much every bingo you did required you to be adult. So this cutscene was dreadful. So luckily on Japanese text is a lot bearable. Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. I was like 3 weeks ago. So it's fairly new stuff. So Sheik, this is the person that revealed themselves to us. No spoilers, please. Is telling us what we need to do and where we need to go, but we're gonna completely disregard her instructions as a normal teenager would. And we're gonna do our own thing, save the world our way. So the door is still closed. So the only way to get back to the other side is to save warp. So that's precisely what we did. So I didn't actually have to ever equip the Hylian shields. As you notice, I never actually paused to equip it. As an adult, Link automatically equips it if you have it in your inventory, because you can't use any other shield. The only time he doesn't have it on is if you don't have the Hylian shield whatsoever. So now we're heading back to CAC. We will follow Sheik's direction, as that we need to pick up a very special item in Kakariko Village. And you'll see real soon. And we're gonna meet one of our favorite NPCs in the game. My personal favorite, and I mean that with the utmost sarcasm. And you'll see in a bit. So we're just gonna aggro this Poe, kind of make pulling this graveyard, getting into this grave a little bit faster, so you'll have to finish the pulling animation. And now it's our favorite friend, Danfei, the flame wielding, flame tossing troll of them all. So a little fun game we like to do with pretty much every OT runner is kind of guess your Dampe time. Usually roughly ranges around 49 to about, however long it will take, depending on how mean he can be. But surprisingly, he's being very nice today. And as I say that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be greeted with a flame. This was really nice. $50, not bad. If I got the little jump slash boost a little earlier, I would have the first time. Definitely would have been a 49. 55? My friends have no faith in me.
Aw. Well, I know you were saying that before the run today, you were doing practice and you were having a little bit of a hard time. Was he being a bully in this section too in practice?
He was a little bit of a something to deal with. All right, so we're just gonna warp back to the beginning because we don't want to actually leave the graveyard. So we just warp back and let that door kind of crush us, since there's no real way to go back. So now we got a hook shot. We're gonna do something called a hook shot jump. And it's basically just going to propel us into the air and land us onto this seam. I'm going to do a very not fun seam walk to get us into shadow way earlier than intended. So we're going to utilize ISG. There we go. We're going to utilize ISG to keep us... The one thing to note about ISG, it keeps you from actually falling off ledges. So you can kind of stay on the seam and kind of seam walk this pretty well, but you can still get stuck, and that is not fun. But we made it through. We should be all right here. And we're just gonna kind of angle and line up. Usually there are flames here or torches to be lit, but because we didn't actually load it fully, they're not actually lit, so they're not even there. So now we're in Shadow Temple, and this temple is gonna be fairly short. So I'm gonna explain what happened. I'm gonna just kind of run through it and explain what happened afterwards, because it's a lot to digest, and it's kind of hard to explain it as I do it, because it is pretty sketchy. So I need to get a little bit of health for this, and I shall enter for hover boots. Decent-ish spawn, not great. Might not be able to get it in a second. That's a terrible spawn. Spawning dead center is probably the worst you can get. I saw a question that, do the 3DS version have the same skips as the N64? No, they do not. Alright, so we got our hover boots, and this is where I just need a moment to kind of do this really quick. This isn't right, actually. Come on. I'm trying to get an S frame and basically move Link's model one frame to the left. 6, 7. And we're buffering for a specific frame to do a mega flip, which is the 7th black frame. And we're gonna buffer till we can get our mega flip, which is right here. He's gonna see kind of pops over the box. I'm gonna walk into this unloaded area. So now we're actually at the very end. We're in front of the boss door, which is right here. And we're gonna skip the boss door. 1, 2, a little early. And now we're looking for the 3rd black frame, which is right here. Perfect. Also perfect. And we're in. Nice. So what I did was called boat skip, which skips traveling, going through basically deep into shadow and riding the boat to get all the way here. We just do a bunch of weird things to land us in an unloaded room of right in front of the boss door, and we just did that boss key skip, which was found quite a few years ago.
Very nicely done.
Thank you. This is actually one of my favorite, if not probably my favorite trick to do. Now we're just gonna do, so we did a jump slash earlier. Jump slashing stores your damage. So whatever the last damage you took, and you did jump slash damage is 4, and I got ISG with a power crouch stab. Power crouch stabs preserve the damage of the last attack you did. So every time I'm hitting Bongo in that fight, a very short fight, it was hitting for 4 damage. So it's super fast. So, and just like that, Shadow Temple done.
How many temples are in this game, actually? It's a Shadow Temple. I know there's a Water Temple.
So forest, fire, water, spirit, shadow.
Okay.
5 temples.
5 temples. Well, it's back to the Shadow Realm with that one.
That's right. That's right. Back from where he came from.
Yeah.
So that was actually a pretty solid Shadow Temple. Basically, getting boat skip is the make or break of like getting a run going. If you don't get a good boat skip, you kind of like, do I really want to finish this? But there is one trick which I've been kind of fine tuning this last week and a half. That hopefully I can get it. Is going to be the next big skip, which is going to be Spirit Hover, which is going to be quite a trick. It is a doozy of a trick because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So hopefully we can get it, and I could showcase that to you. It's a lot that goes on in that trick, and as well, Aishi is probably the one trick that kind of paved the way for all the other glitches, especially any hover related glitch. It has just been a huge tool. So yeah, one temple complete. We only have one more left to finish. So now we're out. Now we're on our way to get our next set of explosives, which are going to be bombs. So we're going to kind of roll through Dodongo's Cavern, which is one of the child dungeons. But we're not going to finish it because we're only coming there for one thing. All right, cool. So So it's pretty standard, you know, just back walking through and just getting to the Dodongo's Cavern. Which one notable difference is, as a child, there's a giant boulder that is in front of Dodongo's Cavern that you are meant to blow up with a bomb flower. But as an adult, the game assumes that you had to have done that, so they don't even bother re-putting the boulder there. You just walk right in. Nice. That's another trick that's it's a small time save, but it ends up to be a lot better, better than you think. Just getting that puts you on a good cycle for these rising, platforms.
So then you don't have to wait for them.
Yeah, so you don't have to wait for them after you hit this switch, which you're gonna hit in a second here. So as you can hear, they're probably gonna be down. They're already down, and they should be coming up fairly soon. So our explosives are really tight in this run, and we want to make sure to preserve them as much as possible. They're a bit of a treasure. So we're done using our bomb chews for the time being, and we're not gonna touch them until we get to Spirit Hover, because we're gonna need them. They are very, very important for Spirit Hover. You could just backflip up those stairs. It's a lot faster than just climbing.
I had a question for you, Figure 8.
Absolutely.
Just in your experience with speedrunning this game, like how different would you say the run is from when you started playing it to now?
Oof. Wow. It has gone through a major metamorphosis, honestly. Shadow Temple being actually child section in the VC route was first biggest thing. Used to do a trick called Vine Clip to get explosives. I think I might cut it. Yep. To get explosives, and with Ocarina Dive, which is what I did earlier, it makes it 10 times easier and saves a boatload of time.
I know you were saying there's a trick that was discovered just 3 weeks ago or something like that.
Well, it's not. They didn't discover the trick. They changed.
They changed it.
They changed
Okay.
the rule set of Bingo to allow Japanese to be used instead of English.
Oh, right. Because you're saying that English is wildly slow.
Very slow. So we're finished. We're gonna equip our bombs here. I'm gonna use that for the time being, and we're done in Dodongo's cavern. And we're out. But yes, the run has changed a lot between Shadow Temple. You used to go through the entire dungeon, more or less, to beat it. And now just, getting the hover boots and just doing the boat skip is huge. It kind of makes runs more bearable. You don't reset right after failing it, so
there's like a little bit of time, like if you do fail it, like it's still faster to make a few attempts.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
still kind of roll through it. There was an old version of the boat skip which was insanely, and when I say insanely, it was like 5,000 times harder, but everyone did it because it was so much faster than going through. And when this was found, this was like a huge breath of fresh air for just about everyone, including myself.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it when the community gets really excited about things like that together.
Oh yeah, that was a huge find. And in a run like this, there aren't so many huge things to find, but that Ocarina Dive, boat skip, and another trick you'll see, Statue Climb, were huge in making these runs bearable. Just can't play Zelda's Lullaby.
I have a question for the Zelda fans and you. How many of you actually have an ocarina because of this game?
I actually do not own one. Believe it or not, I do not own an ocarina. I never have, but I know quite a few of my friends owns an ocarina.
Yeah.
But we're actually doing pretty solid right now. After this, we're gonna be setting up everything. all damage that you take, for the most part, is intentional. It's always setting up for something, and we're going to be setting up our damage and our health for another death warp that's coming down in just a few minutes here. So we're getting magic. The only reason we're getting magic is to shoot one light arrow. One light arrow. We literally get the bow and magic to shoot one arrow. That's it.
I mean, sometimes all you need is one.
Yeah. So we're gonna start our damage taking. Oh, that's bad. I could have taken another damage. So we're gonna have to take a little bit more damage in a section, which is kind of fine. And we're gonna head back to the Lost Woods. And remember how we're getting blocked earlier by our good buddy, Pokey. We just like to call him Pokey. This is Mido. Adult Link can kind of just jump right over him at the right angle. Come on, there we go. They're just pulling hook shot and kind of just spamming backflip. He can just jump right over him. And now we're gonna head to Sacred Forest Meadow. We're gonna get the Minuet song. What I did what is his name? Ground jump. I stored a ground jump, which enabled me to kind of use a backflip and jump on these ledges, which normally you're not able to do. So I'm gonna take that extra lick of damage right here, and we're gonna set up for our next death warp. We're kind of gonna line up right with our friend right here, and we're just gonna back walk right into the cutscene, pull a bomb out, and there we go. We got Minuet. We're gonna need that later. So we're done in the forest section. We'll never come back here. And we're heading towards the most brutal part of the run, in my opinion, is Spirit Temple. This is where my runs have gone to die and perish all week. However, I have finished them, but they have all died.
All right, I got my fingers. I got my fingers crossed over here for you.
Yes, this is definitely a popcorn, Monka-esque, all of that. Like it's a section for sure.
Okay, but like real talk, I do have popcorn in front of me.
Yes, let's go.
Like, you can hear the little bag crinkle.
Oh yes, I like it. I like it. Okay, we can get the Hess. Trying to impress y'all with a nice Hess, but we're gonna need to save our bombs for Spirit Hover. I mean, I could go for it and just try to see if I can farm bombs, but it's okay. We'll just walk it down. What kind of popcorn is it? That's a real question.
Oh, honestly, I'm a sucker for the skinny pop.
Skinny pop is okay. There's nothing wrong with skinny pop. There is nothing wrong with skinny pop. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
It is so good.
They're good. They are good. Me personally, I am a movie theaters or a butter lovers type.
Oh.
If I, pop my microwave popcorn, or
yeah,
the kettle corn, undefeated.
Oh, the kettle corn is
I love it.
It's cute. It's sweet,
That sweet, salty kind of, extra, shimmy pizzazz it gives you. It's really nice.
Yes. There's also another popcorn that I really love. That's like, it's kind of coconut popcorn. My friend Mar introduced me to.
Coconut popcorn.
It sounds strange, but
Interesting.
I want to say it's called Lesser Evil Popcorn, and it is really, really good stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give that a try. So right now we're just skipping this. Oh, we're skipping this bridge here. using a mega side hop. So we are a little bit short on bombs, but we're okay. And like I said, this is a pretty explosive, tight route or run, just because there aren't many places to farm explosives, and the places you can, it kind of loses a decent amount of time. So we're kind of okay. I am gonna try to see if I can get another drop. We're in the one place I can farm them. So again, for like the 1000th time, we're gonna get Aishi to do another trick, which is another trick that was recently found that made this area a little bit more bearable. We're gonna do a ground clip, gate skip. Normally, back in the day, you had to get caught and you had to do a really, gross strat to get out of here. And now it's just this short little hover that we do using something called inverted cam. I'm just gonna buffer a few frames here. Let's hope we get it. There we go. Backflip. I'm gonna take damage and I'll push us right through the gate. Very easy, very simple. And another thing to note, this is a kind of small thing. You can cross. Normally, people use the long shot to cross this little quicksand. You could just back walk with hover boots and you're good. So we're gonna go through Haunted Wasteland, which normally you do need the Lens of Truth to traverse through. But I mean, obviously, speedrunners, we've been doing this for so long. Do we really need that? I probably still do, because I still void out in this area, which I definitely did in practice today. So we're gonna kind of take it pretty safe.
I don't know how it is in this game, but I've had my fair share of void outs, and it's almost like you can make art with some of the void outs because it looks so weird.
Yeah, this one you just feel like you walk through sand, and let's just hope you don't see that. So I'm gonna kind of take it a little bit safe with how I traverse through. This box is like a super crutch of getting through. And the levers are not your friends. They make backwalking here a nightmare. But we made it. We're actually pretty good on explosives here, so I don't think we need a drop. Listen. Sean, I see you. I voided too many times in practice. I can't. I couldn't risk it. Okay, so our host is a little sketchy, but now it's time for the dreaded spirit hover. So now we're gonna get Aishi again. I'm gonna get Aishi off this Gwei here. We are pretty low, so we're gonna need to do an extra hover. The trick is gonna take a while. If we could just buffer the right frames, it would be amazing. Thank you.
But the rhythm for this is like pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
Kinda.
come on. I need to get, there we go. Now, the issue that comes into play are these Gweis. They make this a lot harder than it needs to be. Because at any time, they can decide they want to fly down and send you back to where you came. So we're kind of always constantly checking to see if that's going to happen. So we are gonna have to do something kind of safe. Well, we're gonna have to get more explosives. I think it's time. Yeah, here we go. And that's bad because he didn't actually kill him. So that is gonna prove to be a little bit of a problem later. Possibly. We have one more. We're good. We should be good. No, the Gway! No. The Gway. So when that happens, you kind of got to take the L and you got to run up the temple. Unfortunately, we were literally right there.
No.
We were literally at the end. All we had to do, we had to farm for explosives. So we had to come back down and get a bomb drop. But we're gonna make it up. We're gonna have to run through the temple. It was super close, guys. Super close. Super.
Scenic route. It's okay.
All right. It's fine. We can kind of go through this pretty fast. This area pretty fast. You just kind of just running through. We do a little block skip. We kind of clip in and out of bounds, using the momentum of the hover boots to get us past the block. And yeah, I mean, you guys got to see the pretty much all of it. Like that was literally all of it. All that was left was the super slide across to get to the mirror shield, and that would have been it. But usually, I'm actually surprised he actually got there after being so far away. So yeah, if I had actually gotten Spirit Hover, I potentially could have been on a true PB pace, which is a little bit insane to even think about. My PB is so outdated, and I've kind of just came back to the game after a decently long hiatus, playing other games, Tetris, Hat in Time. And it would have been insane for that to happen during this race, or run rather. But it's cool. We're gonna run through this. We'll be fine. We still get to show off statue climb, which is another really cool, neat trick that was recently found, and that saves a lot of time. For me personally, the fun doesn't begin until after Spirit Temple. I think Forest Temple is a little bit more brutal in terms of it's not brutal, it's a little bit more fun to me. I enjoy Forest Temple a lot. All right, so we're good. Now we're just getting this key and kind of just going up through Spirit Temple. Okay. And now we're just gonna clear this room here. By taking out this Vimos. And taking care of the Anubis. There's 3 of them in this room. So just by kind of running around the room. Ow. They all walk into the fire. So now we're done with We're on our way to pick up the mirror shield, which... Come on. There we go. So we use that armor to kind of... Us hitting him with the hook shot aggroes him, and he hits the switch for us. Alright. I'm gonna fight this Iron Knuckle from behind so we can get some free hits before he turns around. Alright. Nice. And now we're back, picking up the mirror shield, which isn't actually terrible. You know, we're in pretty solid time. Okay, that's good. So now we have to. We're gonna need some more explosive for the end game, so we're gonna do a little bit of farming here. So one thing to notice about the route change that I had to kind of make an adjustment for. Normally you would get the key here when you do mirror spirit hover, but since we don't, because this room is locked, this next room is locked, so we usually get a key back there. But since we don't, since we already went up, we don't need to get that key anymore. Now we're just farming this pot for bomb drops, which is guaranteed bomb drops. Fireworks going on inside. Guaranteed bomb drops unless you pick them up. So once you pick them up, it no longer will spawn. So we just enter and leave. Now we get to do statue climb. This is a very fun trick that I actually like a lot. I spent a lot of time with it, learning it. Oof, come on. Nice. Alright. I'm gonna get Aishi using Navitex. So sketch. I'm gonna do a staircase hover. That's low. We're actually low on bombs again now, which is not good. There we go. All right. And that low ground clip is the same idea as the one we did for gate skip, and that just pushes us right through the door. So now we're gonna enter our fight of Naburo.
Oh, that's quite a laugh.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna. This is the last temple that we need to finish, complete in its entirety. And this is this fight right here is so sketchy because the strat we're about to do, literally, if you're in the wrong spot, you will die. So let's see. Hopefully. All right, we're good. There is a skip for this cutscene, but it's kind of sketchy, and it also puts me at a very low health. So I'm gonna just opt to just watch the cutscenes a little bit safer. But we're good. And we have another small hydration break before this goes on. All right, so now we get to fight Twin Rover. Oh boy, isn't this? And this is a fight that. Oh, this fight is just as sketchy as it gets. There's RNG involved, flight patterns. A whole bunch of stuff can go wrong in this fight, and if it goes well, it's well. But if it goes wrong, oh, it's a show.
Do you think this is one of the worst?
This is my least favorite boss by far. I despise Twin Rover.
Okay, I may have to get another bag of popcorn.
Because this can go very bad. If I get hit, it's over. Like instant death. I have to climb back up this temple completely. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I had one very unfortunate death not too long, or actually I had one today. But I had one in a run that was very unfortunate. That was almost actually out of my control. But I haven't really had any problems with it since. Oh boy, oh boy. These flight patterns, man. Yeah. Oh, yes. All right, very nice, very nice. Okay, that's one. So we gotta hit them 4 times. We gotta get 4 hits. That was close. So, them being in the same spot kind of makes it a little bit harder for me to hit them because their hitboxes kind of overlap. Uh-oh. Oh my lord. This is sketchy, but it's going good. It's a double? And the double. And this is one of the better instances of RNG. And now we're done. First phase 1. Phase 2. Phase 2 is pretty easy. So the double is basically one of them insta shoots right after you hit him or hit her, and it allows you to just kind of speed up the cycle. So now we gotta store 3 instances of whatever element she decides to throw, fire or ice, and we just crouch stab. And you could just mash this crouch stab, as you can kind of see. I'm just mashing it, and that's it. By storing that power crouch stab, it's free.
Nicely done.
So this was pretty good. This was actually, aside from that one, the Gwei, man, the Gwei, just the Gwei.
Ah, don't beat yourself up over it.
So close. But this was a pretty solid Spirit Temple. This was a good fight as well. So now we're getting to pretty much end game, which is just we're going to the first temple that we're technically supposed to go to in your casual playthrough. You're supposed to go to this temple first. We're going there last to pick up the only the dungeon item, which is the bow. And then we're heading out, and then that's gonna be. We're almost done. We're really almost done. We don't have much left. This run, like I said, you just go.
Yeah, right now you're really underestimated.
So, Spirit Temple is done, and I think 105 is pretty okay. Pretty okay. Yeah, and that it's a pretty funny one. It's one of the sisters, Twin Rover, they say that one's 400 and the other's 380, but they're twins. So how is that even possible? So they're arguing. Was I going to what seems to be going to heaven, seeing as though they have the halos, which after sending the burrow to pretty much the Shadow Realm, I don't understand how they even made that rite of passage. But not my choice, not my discussion. But yeah, this is really coming up on pretty much the end of the run. I think I pretty much have had let's spice things up a little bit. I want to see how much how spicy we can get in the Forest Temple, seeing as our health is a little bit on the lower side. There are a few things that can kill us, which is going to be the Stalfos, and there are 2 Stalfos fights that we have to go through in the Forest Temple. One pretty much immediately, and the other right before the bow. So. And so this is the cutscene. Basically, seeing this cutscene is the cutscene that says, "All right, once you go back to Temple of Time, Light Arrow cutscene will play." And that's where you've met the requirement, even though we technically haven't since. Actually, I'm gonna do something a little bit safe. I'm gonna see if I can get me a bomb drop from these guys real quick. From these rocks. These are the only places where you can get a bomb drop. But I'm also gonna be taking a lot of damage on the way. I'm not even gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry about it. The lever damage is gonna be too annoying. We're just gonna roll through. We should be okay. I think we have 11 bombs, which is just kind of enough. We should be fine. If anything, we can farm the Beamos at the Ganon's Tower at the very end. We're just gonna climb up. We're just gonna grab our first key. That, I cannot believe that happened. This is... I'm gonna climb up again. Not get hit. Okay. So yeah, that piece of the tree is kind of a little sketchy. Where you can kind of just, you don't get a jump. You just fall off. So I'm not gonna even bother with that. I'm just going to... You can also just hook shot the chest. So. Now we have 2.5 hearts. So this fight can get spicy. Very spicy. And this might be a hot take, I don't know, but I believe the Forest Temple has the best music in the game. I think this is the best music in the game by far. There's no other temple.
It's kind of relaxing.
It is. All the other ones are kind of like Shadow Temple is good, but it's kind of creepy. Fire Temple is good, still also kind of creepy, but Forest Temple is just that perfect level.
It's like the perfect level of creepiness. Love it.
So, this literally the perfect. Like, just had the most perfect Southwest fight I've ever had.
Oh, GG.
Open. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. No. Okay. Alright, so now that's our first set of style poses. And this longer time block, we can kind of just skip it. Just by side roll, kind of just clip right through it, and you're in. That is not good. We're gonna definitely have to do some farming at Ganondorf and Ganon's Castle. So we're just buffering here to get the frames for a mega jump, which we have right here. And now we're in absolute death territory. Getting hit by these style foes here and then in this upcoming fight can just simply be the end, and you're gonna kind of have to you kind of be at a really big deficit because you won't have explosives. So dying here or falling is pretty bad. Yeah, 7 is gonna be definitely not enough. So we're doing a block skip. And there's a small text skip. We get 2 text boxes in this area. And by that little movement here, we skip one and just skip the other. Some nice cheeky movement to skip going down the stairs. And we're off to Bull Stouffel's fight number 2. I'm gonna get the heart here because that's now you can fall, like I said, you can if you get too close, you can fall. So we don't want to do that. And now we're good. Okay. And he's gone. Come on. Come on. Just cram. What's up? That was good. That was pretty solid. That was a pretty solid fight. And that is it for that temple. The forest temple. And I'm gonna play Minuet to warp to the beginning of the dungeon. And we are going to we're gonna do a save warp from here, and then we're just gonna go into light arrow cutscene as soon as we start the game back again. Right. So this is the longest cutscene in the game by far. And we're just gonna this is your last final hydration break before the end of the run.
Yeah,
Main hydration
hydrate.
break. This is
for
runners. This is hydration and bathroom break. You can definitely with how long this cutscene is, you have time to get a quick water break. Stretch. All right. And we're in light arrow cutscene. So from here, we're gonna pick up light arrows, and we are going to go into Ganon fight. We're gonna go a little bit of a mini boss rush. Is pretty much what happens here. Again, kind of a same story that Zelda talked about in the beginning. Sheik is once again reiterating how the goddesses created Hyrule and harnessing the power of the Triforce. So in that cutscene, that's usually your best bathroom break. So, I've been seeing this kind of float around in the chat. There are quite a bit of different categories in this game. The any percent category does not require you to basically touch any dungeon at all to beat the game. You can warp as from a child to Ganon and fight Ganon as a child. And that is the any percent category. This is not a category that we do. That trick is not allowed. Wrong warping is not allowed in this category. So this is the way we go through. So spoiler, and not spoiler anymore. Sheik is Zelda.
Do they ever explain like why Zelda is dressed as Sheik, or
She had to hide. So in this cutscene right here, where she tossed the ocarina, she was running from Ganondorf, who's trying to capture her.
ah, okay.
So when she escaped with Impa, she took on the Sheikah persona to kind of help and guide Link through defeating all the dungeons.
Very cool persona.
Mm-hmm. But her revealing herself to us exposed her. She exposed herself. All right, so now we got our light arrow, which is going to be used to fight Ganon. We have gotten our source requirement. So the requirement to fight Ganondorf has been met, and it is received from its source, which means in this game, there's ways to obtain items that are by means of not receiving them from their source. For a perfect example, is not getting it from Zelda in this cutscene. You can obtain lighthouse in other means. Doing a glitch called GIM, get item manipulation, which is also banned, and another one most recently found called SRM, which stands for stale reference manipulation, and that has a explanation so long that I couldn't even put into words. I would recommend the best person to kind of not educate yourself on that is, well, best is to look into the Discord. But the best person that can kind of help you explain that would probably be Fig02. And since he's done a lot of work on SRM and understanding what it does and how it benefits us. And now we're in like end game. Like this is it. We're gonna have to do some farming. However, we need a bomb drop pretty badly. Yeah, we have to get a drop. And I believe on Thursday, Bismuth will be releasing a video on SRM to his YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure. So light bridge, apart from all the stages, from all the dungeons that you've completed, all 2 of them, create this light bridge to get you into Ganon's castle. Of course, this is OOT where everything is broken. There's other ways to get into Ganon's castle. So we're gonna do a save right here because we need to get a drop from one of these Mimos, which have a chance to drop bombs. So I need a drop here, which I did get, which is kind of nice. I'm actually gonna save. That's why we saved. That is exactly why we saved. So we save. We kind of we save just to kind of preserve our bombs because we will need them for the next 2 tricks coming up pretty soon. So having 10 bombs is kind of going to be really nice for us. Oh boy. Alright, we're in. Alright, now we're good. Bomb count still kind of low, but this is enough. I'm gonna do a nice little charge spin. Get us to. Nice. It's one. And now we have Salfos. And I was supposed to practice not this fight, but the fight coming up next. And I forgot. So that's gonna be where it can get very spicy. No. Again, Salfos fight went very well. I am not going for the Hess up the stairs. That is not happening. I'm gonna save my explosives here. So I'm gonna need them. Most important explosive tricks are coming up pretty soon, so come on, get in the door. Alright, so now we're gonna do a gonna fight 2 of these iron knuckles. We're gonna do double knuckles. Perfect. Perfect. Actually perfect. Again, one swipe from that, and it's that's it. You're gone. You're done.
Seems like there's a lot of close calls like that in this game. Not very forgiving with some of these fights.
Very unforgiving. Normally you do a nice little Hess up these stairs, but I want to preserve my bombs for the next couple of tricks, which are kind of hard. So we're just gonna walk up the long red carpet on our way to receive our reward, which is again a Triforce piece. That's what we want.
We get the good stuff.
Yeah. So now we're in a Ganon fight, and again this fight is another fight where, you know, one hit that could be it. His light ball that he sends at you takes out 3 hearts, so you will have one other heart, but it won't be fun. But hopefully we can get the quick kill on him. We can get the quick kill, and we'll just roll into the late game, the end. So. So this is gonna be. I took quite a bit of time this week hashing out my issues with this run because I have been dying to get in more times than I care to admit. And hopefully the strat that I've settled on is gonna work, you know.
Oh, there's the cape.
That's the cape. See, you see it's almost like a carpet, but like it's got the pizzazz. All right, so this is good.
I wonder if Nintendo spent 2 years on Ganondorf's cape as well.
I believe it. Nice. Nice. Woo. Oh. Okay. So we use IHG. We use IHG to get just continuously hitting him and pretty much stun locking him. And it was good. So one thing to kind of note, this room is super laggy. It doesn't look it, but it's super laggy. And normally you can get like getting IHG with Navi is pretty simple, but for this room, it's a little bit harder because of all the lag. So you kind of have to delay it in the insane amounts. So we're coming to the end. Another big trick is going to be Void Warp, and this is an insane find as well. So this skips the entire collapse sequence, so fighting, all fighting Stavros again and just climbing all the way down, which is what we used to have to do. This skips that entire section. So that's insane. I got terrible RNG from the rock. Nice. All right, now I have one try for the super slide over here. And we got it, but we're not going to get the kiss, which is unfortunate, but we got the super slide, which is fine. Ah, we missed it. We didn't get it. But it's fine. It's fine. It was still a pretty solid collapse skip. We skipped the entire section. We kind of just roll right in. And there's another way of doing this as a child, this type of void warp, which is actually insane. There was a lot of controversy behind it. Would you classify this as a wrong warp or not? So, but the community voted that it wasn't, and they kind of been accepting into runs ever since. So, yeah, Link just was social distancing himself. You know, he knew it wasn't phase 4 of his area to reopen. So he was like, kissing is just not on the radar right now. So he's, it's like, I love you, girl, but
I gotta keep that 6 feet.
Right,
yeah.
6 feet.
6
That's
feet.
why I had the shield up in front of me. So yeah.
Oh man.
All right, so we have one more try. We have one try for this super slide. And we kind of need this one because this keeps our sword in the final fight, which we aren't supposed to have. So I need to make sure I get this. Nice. So we just hold R. We're literally just holding R in this cutscene, keeping our shield in front of us, and it will not, for some reason, it doesn't actually knock Link's sword away, even though you'll see it fly away. It doesn't actually knock it away, so it speeds up this fight tremendously. So Ganon's coming back for one final hoorah.
Oh, he looking scary.
He's a hefty boy. Definitely a hefty boy. So our sword got knocked out, as you can see here. But we're still holding on to it, as you'll see. We're gonna play just a little bit safe. Tail, where did you go? And the game is kind of a troll because it gives you bombs in the one area you do not need bombs anymore. You really don't need, and it gives you 4 juicy bomb drops. Okay, all right, I get it. Now you wanted to talk, Zelda. All right. Lost count. Ooh, that almost was. There it is. Okay. And time's coming up real soon. Time's coming up as soon as I do the final jump slash. Time.
Ooh. How you feeling, Figure 8?
Pretty good, pretty good.
What a run.
Pretty good. That was pretty good.
I'm definitely gonna have to play through this game casually.
Oh yeah, it's a great game to play casually. Oof, that was solid. I'm actually pretty happy about that. I was having like terrible like thoughts of like, oh, what if it all goes down the drain and I'm out of. It had some mishaps, but I think all in all was pretty okay.
No, yeah, underestimate. That's always a good thing. You did wonderful.
I was kind of talking with a few friends, and I'm like, for this to go super, so for this to even go over estimate, I'd have to have a train wreck of a run, like absolute just oof.
But I mean, you know, adaptive strats. You figure it out as you go along.
Yeah, that's why I'm figure 8, because I figure it out. I'm always.
Yes.
But yeah, this was a great run. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, honestly, thank you.
Some quick shout outs, some final shout outs for me. Shout outs to Stoat Team, which is, you know, I have it on my shirt. These are the group of the best, you know, friends and players, SM64, OOT, Shadows of the Empire runners that I've ever met. Blessed to have them a part of my life. And shout out to the K&D community. Again, another super dope group of people. A lot of Paper Mario players and more SM64. It's a lot of overlapping friend groups. And everyone else that, you know, that came out to support me support me here tonight. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me.
I know, chat's been hype.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Figure 8, for running this game for us. Please, if you enjoyed the run, make sure you follow Figure 8 here on Twitch. .tv/figure8, the number 8, not written out.
Yes.
And just a reminder to everyone that this month, Games Done Quick will be donating all of its subscriber and bits revenue to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So thank you so much if you've contributed to that. Don't forget that SGDQ 2020 Online will be happening August 16th through the 23rd, and we have game submissions open for that right now until June 17th. So keep that in mind. Tomorrow is a special hotfix show starting at 7 p.m. Eastern with Author Blues. So we'll see what he has in store for us there. And Thursday is the first step, 7 p.m. Eastern, where Hobbs and Keys will be showing you off Jack and Daxter. But
that's a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. And thank you again, Figure 8, so much for doing the run.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, take it easy, everyone. We'll see